Welcome back to the Raycore EMS 1 Grand Finals. That's right, we have the Grand Final coming out for you very shortly in around about 10 minutes time from now, so don't disappear because words of wisdom are going to come through the television right at you from our men at the analyst desk, from both Anders and from Mr. Kaplan as well. Gents, we're getting ready for the final. I'm super hyped right now. I'm like off the chart in terms of, like, you know, wanting to get this this final. Careful, guys.
Words of wisdom is setting the bar high as well, I can tell.
Yeah, but you can tell, right? So we've got the final that we all wanted. I mean, you know, genuinely, you can have your nip hat on now, and he can have his Verygames hat on now. It's fine. We wanted this final. This is what we wanted. I think the neutrals all wanted this. We wanted to see Verygames, and we wanted to see NIP go head-to-head on LAN when they're at top form.
I want to bring this up because you talk about top form, and you look at NIP and how they've developed these, or not developed, in that best of 3, in that semifinal. Every single map, they won 10+ rounds on whatever side they were on. And then when they switched sides, obviously on Dust 2, they had a little bit of tougher time, but they look so dominating every single time in that first half. In Verygames, we haven't seen them do that same thing just yet.
That's true enough, but I still feel like Verygames have what it takes. I don't believe in the one-off victory that they got at SLTV Star Series. I think it's more than that. I really think they come prepared for this, and I think if they've been looking a little bit hesitant or maybe struggling against other teams, that might just be because, you know, as we heard MBK say earlier, NIP is their main rival right now. It has been for a year. So yes, they are prepared to fight NIP, more maybe so than any other team in this tournament. So I don't think we're going to see the same Verygames that we've been seeing for the rest of the tournament. I think this is going to be, was it going to be the air game, but it's going to be a little bit more than that. It's going to be a level above.
Okay.
Actually, I like what you're saying, because I think when we were casting together, you were saying that, you know, Verygames, people are looking at you know, when they beat IP, like, oh, you know, you can beat them once, good big deal. They're fighting for pride here, and that means a lot. I mean, that on the line to be called one of the best team, or the best team in Europe, is huge for them, and I think that might give them a little bit of extra motivation coming into these games.
Yeah, just we'll come back to that point and a couple of others as well. Just go through the team lineup right now. Existence Shocks, MBK, Scream, and Smiths, obviously the same 5 that have been through the entire Raycore EMS 1 Season 3 Cup. MBK, you mentioned him. For me, he's probably been their key player this weekend, and it's not usual that we would say that. I mean, he's a great player, has been a great player in the past. He was voted once best player in Sea of Source back in the day. But in Go has not really hit the heights, but has had moments of brilliance. I remember actually the final of last season's Raycore EMS 1 Cup, and he was absolutely amazing. What is it about this tournament that seems to light him up?
I think for me, the really cool thing about MBK for me is that he's really stable. It's like, you know, if you know, it's cool to hit highs and then have lows. I mean, it's entertaining as well to see those players that just, you know, peak out at a really high level. But on average, I don't think many people on average are as good as MBK is. And that makes a big difference for his team as well, because, you know, there's one thing that's really important in life is, you know, someone you can really trust to be on that level all the time, and that goes for pretty much anything. I think MBK is just a really reliable guy. He's relaxed as well. He's confident. You know, he's just resting within himself to do his job every time you pull him up. And then he has something that really not many people can do in this game, because there are a lot of aggressive players that play global offensive, and some of the old school players that used to be of a more defensive style. Trace, who made his retirement earlier in the year, a really defensive player, holds his angles, waits for people to come in and takes out whole teams. That style doesn't work that well in global offensive, but for MBK, he's a very defensive player. On the counter-terror side, he's incredibly strong. I think that's a hard thing to fight against. We saw it on Nuke, the A-bomb side, on Inferno, in the pit. He's holding that down, and he can take down so many people. If they come for him, I mean, I'd almost go as far as to say, if you know where MBK is, it's almost worth going somewhere else.
That's high praise, because I think that's almost like that's a get right moment. Although you actually never know where get right is, because he really is a ninja. Jason, key player. I mean, it's hard to pick one player out of NIP's lineup, but if you have one.
Well, I actually thought you were going to ask me for Verygames, because to me it isn't even MBK, but it's actually Smiths. I don't know, for some reason on Star Series he really stepped up. He really showed his worth for the team. He was like lead fragging in most of their games, and he stepped up here with very many clutch shots as well. But for NIP, it's very difficult to say. Fifth player, and he performed so well yesterday. Forrest, Freiburg have been doing so well today, as well as Get Right. Every single man on their team is really good, but if I were to choose one, I'd say probably Forrest. I think whatever map comes up, if his op play is really on top level today, then he can definitely take this one home.
Okay. Yesterday we were raving about Fiflaren's performances. Maybe not so much today, but do you think he needs to go and get Moddy's stuff back and carry on playing with it?
You know, that could be it. He's got his old gear back, and now, yeah, maybe a little bit of dip. Maybe he needs some of that magic, whatever it was that was in Moddy's keyboard and mouse. It could have made a difference. I mean, you have different levels. Obviously, Fiflaren he's been improving a lot, and there is a story behind that as well. It's not like it just happened. Yep. He was taken off of the alt role. It was given to Forrest for a while. Most of the time, it's still actually Forrest doing it, but Fiflaren can obviously pick it up. We've seen that today. But I think the fact that he's no longer been, the designated AWPer, but he can do what he wants. He can rifle, which is what he did in SOS, and I think you know this better than I do. But that was his role in SOS, so... Yep. He
was a caller and an AWPer. That's what he did in Source, and he started off that way in NIP when they first formed and they came together. He was the caller in the team, he was the AWPer in the team. But I think you're right. I think giving him the option to be a bit more freelance and AWP when he feels like it means that actually the pressure's off, isn't it? So anyway, we're going to move on to maps. The map veto is almost ready. So let's talk maps now. Maps are going to be important. They were important in the semi-finals as well. Anders, where do you think Verygames goes strategically to make sure they get the best 2 of the 3 maps that they want?
Well, I mean, Verygames is a Source team, so I think if they could get to play on Season, they're going to be really happy, but I don't see NIP allowing that. Traditionally, I think NIP would ban out Nuke, but, then again, that leaves them with a number of other maps. I don't see Verygames wanting to play Mirage either. They've been not too happy about that map. So it doesn't actually leave that many maps. I think we could actually end up seeing Cache and probably Inferno, but Cache is sort of a default map where everyone's like, okay, well,
it's almost a coin flip, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, almost between every team, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there's any one team that's played it enough to be able to say, yeah, it's definitely our map. Although Copenhagen Wolves might argue with me, and I think, actually, yesterday, Devil Walk said, actually, they're pretty good on Cache, so I don't know.
I think a lot of teams are going to go into this thinking not so much which map would we really like to play, but more, which maps don't we want to play.
Okay. Right, we're going to get into the map vetoes now. Anders is going to go and get ready for the... final, and we already have a Season removed, so there's the obvious one by Nip, so that was called by Anders as well. He actually said, that's going to get pulled out because it's a Source map. Train's gone on the other side, that's predictable as well. Mirage, though, gone by Nip, so they're obviously worried a little bit about Mirage for Verygames. They're going to take Dust 2 out. Yeah, that, for me, I thought they would take that out.
I was going to say, I probably could have guessed.
And do you know what? Anders is not that wrong because we are going to get Cache in here. Is it going to be map 2 or map 3 is the question. Nuke will be the opening map.
Inferno's got to be. It's got to be map 2 if Verygames are choosing it here.
You'd have thought so.
Yeah, it's got to be it.
It's Verygames are going to choose.
Yeah,
but they are discussing it. They're just teasing us. MBK's just teasing us. He's just winding us up. He's trying to get suspense in here, I think, for the second map. Just choose Inferno, MBK. You know you want to.
Well, the thing is, we can't even fully dive into the mind games that happen.
Oh, okay. Right. Game on in the map vetoes. We've been waiting for one of these all weekend, and finally we get one. Cache is going to be our second map. What do you know?
I'm actually really excited. We haven't seen it just yet, and we were talking, Anders and I, about Season, on the first day, saying we love that map, we love the whole mid-control, and Cache, very similar to that, provides a lot of opportunities to go into different directions, and every match I think we've ever casted, you and me, Panzin, and myself, on Cache has always been phenomenal.
It's always been great. I love Cache and watching it and playing it and spectating on it, but for some reason it just hasn't quite filtered into the full pro pool. Yeah, it needs to, though. I think it's a great choice for the final because I think it gives Verygames just a little bit of a mental edge, if you like. Nipper, I think they came across and they were laughing because they'd be like, what the hell? They picked Cache? That's amazing. I don't think they could believe they'd picked Cache when they have opportunities to have Inferno. But Inferno will be our third map, but we will kick off on what I think is probably going to be Nuke's strong map.
I'm really scared for both these teams on Nuke. I mean, they both play a phenomenal Nuke. We saw NIP on it just a little bit earlier on, and you saw how dominant they were against Copenhagen Wolves. But Verygames, their track history on Nuke is ridiculous. Out of the last 10 times they played it, when I was looking this up, they won all 10 of them.
Yeah,
so that's kind of a scary thought.
Mean. But you have to also remember that the first part of CSGO, when it was early on, admittedly the slightly less volcano version of Nuke, they were unstoppable. NIP were absolutely unstoppable. I can't even remember. I think it was like 6 months without losing on the map. So there's some history here, and there's some history between the two teams on this map as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Raid Call EMS 1 Grand Final for the full season, our final season of 2013. Ninjas in Pyjamas go head-to-head with Verygames. Who's going to take home the championship? It's a brilliant way to end the season. It's Season 1 champions against Season 2 champions. Winner takes all. Let's go over to our commentary team now for the full coverage of 3 maps. Let's hope.
Well, Panda's reporting in. We cannot wait for this one. We are actually super excited to watch this go down. I've had the opportunity of seeing both of these two teams now. Verygames at the very start. Watching them against Fnatic was certainly an eye-opener. And, well, NIP being pushed to their limits in that last game. Now, obviously, you are slightly biased, which we obviously expect.
Of course.
That's what we get you here for, to be the biased member of the commentary team. But what is your thoughts towards this matchup? I heard a little bit earlier on, but I really do want to get your insight towards this game especially.
Well, I mean, you're right. Obviously representing the official NIP fan club, I gotta, I gotta be here.
The members gotta be supported.
But actually, when it came to the SLTV Star Series, I did actually predict that Verygames would end up knocking down NIP into the lower bracket, and I did actually think NIP would come back and win that. Now I'm not too sure anymore. I really feel like Verygames have a strong team. I think I've been repeating myself for a while throughout this tournament and telling everyone that that the way that Verygames made it here, it isn't just a one-off victory. I don't think so. I think the Frenchmen are more than just ready. And NIP definitely are too, which is what is so great. NIP haven't been sleeping since the last time when they lost to Verygames. They just, they've been preparing. They know how the Frenchmen play. So, I mean, this match is even more exciting. And every time in the future this match is going to happen, it's going to be more and more exciting. So, I don't know. I'm just looking forward to this one. And as we're seeing the teams setting up, getting ready, they are looking focused, and I'm excited. The 3 maps as well.
Brilliant choices coming out. We're going to be kicking off with Nuke. Dangerous, dangerous territory. I think we all witnessed what happened before, and just the last game, NIP clearly warmed up on that, but Verygames, different beast altogether. Let's have a little talk about Nuke to start off with, because I think we could talk about it in essence of the map overall, and with these two teams in mind. Who do you think has the advantage? Because you've always said it's a dangerous one for NIP. Always has, always will be. But do you think Verygames can really challenge them here?
Yeah, I think they definitely can, and actually a lot is going to come down to the pistol round in this game, because the counter-terrorist side is so favored. That's actually what we always say, and there's going to be at least a few people out there thinking, please stop saying this, because they switch halves.
True.
So they get the momentum from the first half of it, but at the same time, you get that 12-3 scoreline, 11-4 scoreline on the counter-terrorist side. It is possible for the other team to bring it back, and these are professional teams. They know that. It's not like they're going to be, if you're playing a public match with your friends on matchmaking and you're just having fun, then maybe you're going to be dissuaded by 11-4, but these guys...
Yeah, interesting stuff coming out as well for the predictions. The community online have a little bit more faith in Verygames than the guys here in the audience. So hopefully VG don't see that one. Guys sitting over there in the crowd, just going to keep you away from each other. But I think it's a fair choice to make. But let's look back at the last 4 to 5 times these guys have met up in official occasions. It's all been NIP struggling. They have not actually picked up a game against Verygames in such a long time. It's questionable to kind of bring it into account. It's so hard to determine where these guys are overall. It's because from week to week they just switch. One team comes out a little bit stronger, and then the other team comes back, and it's just so hard to predict them. But let's break down Nuke things. We did start doing that. Now, Favor alone, we've seen NIP, they look good. Verygames, can they challenge it?
Yeah, I think they can. I think because Verygames actually, I mean, there's a while where NIP actually stopped playing Nuke against Verygames at all. Like they would ban it out every time to try and avoid doing that. And I think there's a reason they did that. It's simply because the Frenchmen are so strong on that map. So yeah, I do think Verygames are going to be able to take it.
Wow, okay. So the highly strategic side of Verygames with a little bit of a chance here, let's just say. They are getting ready for that knife, so let's jump into this one and get underway here, because you can see the guys are clearly very focused, and we know that side choice is key in this one because the CT side obviously has that huge advantage here.
It is, and we also know that Verygames practice actually playing knife rounds, and I
love that dedication.
And it's serious, it sounds like it's just, we're kidding, or it's a fun little aspect of it, but it really does make a difference, and here we're going to see why. This knife round could be really, really important, so well, they're throwing decoys at each other to be annoying, but it really does matter. And, well, right now, looks like it might be NIP to take it, actually. Oh, Shoxy alone. So, this is really critical. They're going to be able to do it.
Yeah, this is going to be them picking up that momentum, that early advantage. It should all be in their favor. Now, if Verygames don't get more... What do you think is the acceptable amount of rounds the Verygames need to get on that T side?
I think if they get 4, then they're going to be fine.
Okay, so 4 is okay.
4 is okay. If they get 3, it's still perfectly manageable. Actually, if they get 0, it's still manageable.
Of course.
But a lot of it is obviously going to come down to these pistol rounds, and if Verygames could win the first one, that makes all the difference in the world. There is actually something else I really want to point out, because we were talking about the histories of how Verygames got to this stage. How did they become so good? Well, in the past, actually all throughout the year, Verygames, even on LAN, have been facing them against NIP, and there's, I mean, if you remember the ESCA LAN finals, I think it's season 14 in Dallas, they actually ended up playing with NIP, and they, I think twice in a row, in a best of 3, they lost 16-14. Yeah. So it's not like the previous matchups have been, you know, games where NIP has been crushing Verygames, and then all of a sudden Verygames come back and take a victory, and we're all like, okay, well, that could have been a fluke. No, they've been inches away for so long.
Very true.
So that's why I don't think it's suddenly they're just going to fall back and be like, well, you know, now they're going to fall back to losing.
Yeah, exactly. And this is why I'm so excited to see these guys, because they did have that close running with Fnatic at this event. And I try and look within the event's performances, because I feel that relates best to their current standing, the current way they're playing. There's a very close game there, really nerve-wracking as they kick off. They're clearly talking things through. They want to make sure they're in the right place. NIP, on the other hand, looking quite relaxed in this one. It's such a hard mentality to get over, because they're always looking so relaxed going into these big events.
It's the Swedish, it's the Scandinavian style, isn't it? I mean, it really does come down to a lot. I saw earlier, because we were talking about how Fnatic and Copenhagen Wolves showed up really early this morning to get ready and get prepared. Well, I saw NIP warming up, and it was Forest and Freiburg actually playing on surf maps. Like, they were just taking it so relaxed.
Yep.
And that's not a sign of them not taking things seriously, or just, you know, being uninterested or disinterested in the situation. It's because that kind of relaxation, that kind of loose style, the mentality, it all goes into it, that makes them play better somehow. And in Verygames, it seems to be a little bit the opposite. I mean, you could see Existence talking to his teammates, telling them what's up, reminding them of everything that they've been planning.
And you can see in his hand he has, you know, I can only imagine his strategies, ideas, what he wants to be focusing on, because they are such a strategic team as well. You said before, NIP are going back to their roots of more kind of fluid play almost, just depending on each other as they are. But Verygames are almost the opposite. So I'm looking to see what they can bring out here, even though they've been adapting a bit more of a kind of relaxed style themselves on occasion. Look at these guys on the NIP side. Farron's looking pretty chilled right now.
Yeah, he is. And actually, look, just imagine what a scary thing it is, because Verygames actually have the individual skill to play an NIP style where they just kind of play more relaxed and slowly and just taking it as they would. But then imagine that kind of style being, you know, punctuated every once in a while by the inside of Existence, who just chimes in and says, by the way, you know, we got to this stage in the game, and we're by playing it slowly. Now let's take a moment and, you know, just take the best choice. What do we do from here on in the round, and then do it. And that could be the best combo right now. It could be the best combo to have a mix of both.
Fantastic balance. If that can really be held on the perfect point between that relaxed play style, that strategic game that they just know they have down on point, it can really catch people off guard, and especially on a map like Nuke.
Yeah, because actually what we see from some of the other teams is that they manage to get into a really good position. You know, they have the 1 or 2 man advantage, and then their decision making from that point in the round, it loses them, you know, they lose the round anyway because they make the wrong choice.
Yes.
And that's where you need a strong in-game leader who can tell you, you know, guys,
this is your focus.
Yeah, do this. This is the focus. This is the objective now, and this is what we need to do to win the remainder of the round. And I think Existence is one of the people who could do that.
Yeah, and I can't wait to listen to their comms. I obviously don't understand French, but you can hear the passion behind them as well. That's what I love hearing, just the tone that they come through with. And I can imagine a couple of people, obviously on Twitch, will be able to understand. They can probably appreciate it a lot more than we can, but it's the same going for the Swedes. It's just, you know, this whole mentality and game style comes across in their comms.
I could try and translate the Swedish, but it's going to be a little bit rough, you know.
It'd be better than mine.
It might be better than. It might be a little bit better. We'll see.
I can pretty much say snus, and that's about my lot for anything that's relating to Sweden.
Snus.
Snus.
Well, I learned a little bit watching Khan play, but that was funny. Khan is a funny guy to watch play Counter-Strike. Wow. So Nuke, they're still setting up. They're still getting ready. It cannot be much longer.
Well, you don't want to rush them. That's the thing. This is the grand finals. It's a moment that these guys have been waiting for and building up through cups, through playoffs, through group stages, through absolutely every single game they've faced. They've won it, and they've taken it to this point. Now, I'm going to ask your prediction overall. I don't like doing it in grand finals because it is so hard to call between these two. But where are you putting your money overall on this one, even though you are the leader of the NIP fan club?
Even though I am, and soon to get a tattoo on my shoulder as well, you know, really cement that.
You got Get Right's face printed onto a nice
maybe him
design.
on a wrecking ball too.
Yes, there were some beautiful pictures of that.
Some beautiful, well played community, well played. I think I'm gonna have to go with Nuke for Verygames. I'm gonna have to go with Cash for NIP and Inferno. I'm gonna have to go with Verygames. I don't see them not winning this grand final.
Okay, well, Turncoat beside me. We are almost ready to go live into this one. So, guys, let's get ready for the first map of the grand finals in the Raid Core EMS 1 full, well, grand finals. We've got NIP on the left, looking very focused now. Verygames on the right. We are going to see this one getting underway. NIP starting on that CT side. Verygames going for a very affirmative start here. What do you think they're going to be going for?
They're going in here to see if they can pick off Flaren, but he will fall back, and he does have body armor as well, so they need headshots. He actually, Forrest will take one, but he keeps shooting back. He's not got a kill yet, and Flaren has to fall back. This is really critical. Yeah, they're just going to don't want to give up their lives here. It's better to fall back. For Flaren, a lot of people coming, and he's going to get flanked by NBK, so that's the early kill in favor of Verygames. 1 kill, and that's going to be a second one. Scream picking up 2, in fact. It's going to be Forrest and Exist left. 2 on 5. What a great start for the Frenchman.
Stunning, stunning start for the French side over there. Brilliantly opening this one up, leaving just Forrest and Exist alive. As you mentioned, Forrest did just catch a glimpse. They know where at least one player is now, but still, it's not much to move on. Exist is making his presence known. Dancing between 2, does get the tag, but not going to get that frag. Smiths will take him down, and Shocks will reciprocate onto Forrest. So first round into the hands of Verygames, and how key is that for these guys?
Well, that's going to be brilliant. They're on the terrorist side of Nuke, so they're probably going to pick up 2 rounds here. After that, it's most likely, if it plays by the book, which it actually hasn't all tournament, it's going to be 3-0 for Verygames. So you can see NIP already buying body armor and head armor and P250, so they actually want to see if they can do what Verygames are doing to almost every other team in the tournament. But Verygames are prepared once again. They have AKs and Galils, no submachine guns. They are ready and they know what's coming.
Yeah, they're not taking this lightly, and I don't blame them a single step of the way. Smiths has taken down Flaren, so that's the first frag in favor to the Verygames boys. Lovely follow-up onto Forrest, taking this 1 step at a time, clinically done, not losing too much health, excluding Scream, who's only down to 3 at the moment, but still, picking up 2 plays for that. Not a bad way to go. Make it 4 now, as NBK will find Freiburg. Just get right and Exist stand.
Yeah, you see one of those shots there. Freiburg, he just got killed from the AK shot, even though he had head armor, but you know, if that had been a different weapon, if that had been a submachine gun of some sort, it could have played out a little bit differently. It really does make a difference, and it is, once again, it's really nice to see that Verygames understand their own strategy so well that they actually prepare in case other teams might pick it up, because it is such a good strategy. The metagame, actually, I think it's the first time actually in this tournament we've seen how it changes directly, because we've seen Verygames do this for a little bit, but it's the first time I've actually seen other teams react to it in this style.
Yeah, it's fantastic to watch. So Exist and Get Right pretty much locked out this one so far, but oof, Shocks putting Get Right to bed. Now Exist left in a 1v5. It's not exactly where you want to be in this situation, and Verygames looking almost unbreakable at this point.
Yeah, definitely, and his only hope here, if he could kill somebody off in the last seconds before the bomb goes off, maybe pick up a kill on somebody, that would be very, very cool. If you had a kit, it would be even more fun if you could get down to defuse the bomb when they went out, but that's not going to happen. I haven't actually seen that happen very much in... I don't think I've seen it at all. We've seen smokes defuse, but that's pretty much it. And Exist will be found as well, so good start for Verygames, and now obviously it's going to be a clean eco for NIP. No trickery this time.
Yeah, this time they're going back to basics. And I kind of want to hear how the Verygames guys are feeling. I'm gonna go with them on the first gun round to see how it's going on. But for now, let's just see how they're building up here, because so far they're doing absolutely perfectly. Not a single member of NIP making a kill yet.
Nope, you're absolutely right. They have 0 on all across the board, and that's actually a little bit unfortunate. You know, again, momentum. How does the team feel? Be nice to get a kill in every once in a while, just to show that you can still do it. And looks like Verygames are making their way towards the ramp room.
Yeah, they are indeed, but they're keeping everyone busy. Freiburg's been held in place by Scream still in lobby, as Smiths has been so good at opening up towards that ramp room, as you mentioned, last 2 rounds doing it so damn well. And NBK still getting that spray down, not getting the kills early on this time. Smiths does eventually allow the shot to get right. Existence finding Freiburg, so 2 in the bag now. Forrest, Flaren and Exist just standing in their way. A little less clean than before, but still.
They've taken some damage, but could it really be that Verygames going to take 3 rounds in a row without dropping a single player? That is going to do wonders for their economy, because they've just kept their Galils as well. And NIP, I mean, they're not getting any extra money. This is, everything matters. At this point, at this level, anything matters. A few kills to get a few $100 extra. At the end of the rounds, at the end of the map, it could make a big difference.
It really could, and MBK is going out on a bit of a limb. Shox has taken down Exist, and look at this, it's a clean slate. If the Flaren falls, and it does, my God, Verygames getting the perfect start in the grand finals here. 3 in a row without losing one single player. My word.
That is very impressive. And now, obviously, the point in the game
Look at
where
the impact of money onto the CT side here.
they have no money at all, and at the same time, Verygames have a staggering amount. And now NIP, well, if they lose this round, they're straight back to ecoing. There's just no question about it. There's no AWP picked up or anything like that. Let's see. They must do it. They're on the counter-terrorist side, and this is important.
Yeah, they need this one quite badly here. As you mentioned, that money system is really going to come into play. Bit of a slower start coming out, though, from the Verygames side. Clearly not wanting to rush. You know what you're coming up against. The Flaren and Forest are seen by that ramp room. No movement yet. Exist doing what he does, just taking his time, flashing out. We are just seeing those counter smokes coming into play, and it's just holding Verygames in place enough. But with 1 minute left on the board, where do you think that hit's going to come?
Well, I think actually right now, Verygames are really pacing themselves. A lot of damage onto MBK, but I think right now, Verygames, they're hoping that maybe somebody from MIP is going to peek somewhere. If not, then they're going to go and look for some peeks themselves, and that might be in the outside area. They've got 2 people slowly pushing up, but the bomb is heading towards the ramp room, and I think it's going to be Flaren defending there. He's actually being pushed back all the way, so that's a pretty good start for Verygames. They take that place over, and maybe they can make their way somewhere else from there. It's 40 seconds on the clock, actually, so Verygames need to move.
Yeah, they really do. They've got 5 men still standing in their way. They haven't got that easy opening kill, but Flaren is going to be absolutely key here. Players literally steps away. He's spotted the first. He's taken down MBK. He's taken down Smith. He's looking for the third. Steps away. Oh, Existence stops it, but Get Right's immediately there to find Shox, leaving it in a 4v2. NIP still have firm hold on this with very little time left for the Verygames side to come back in.
Yeah, now it's Scream, the headshot machine in a 1-on-3, and this is going to be a really tough one. It won't happen. Freiburg will take him down. That's so important. If Flaren with the double kill, it's great, but the first kill that he got was actually on the bomb carry, and that obviously makes all the difference in the world. As soon as you see that bomb drop, you're going to call your teammates out and tell them it's here. Just all rotate right now. I have the bomb. And great play. 1-3. And NIP, they do what they need, and that's actually very important. Considering they got no kills up until this round, it's good for them to actually be able to take it.
Yeah, indeed. And let's have a little look to see going forward what Verygames have in store this time. With a similar start, taking their time, pacing themselves, as you said. Trying to deny any easy picks coming against them. Flaren just edging in, gets a little bit of spam through that smoke. No connections really made. Existence the only one to receive damage so far, and it's fairly minimal. It's only 1% HP left.
I mean, the fact is, Nuke can be played really defensively on the counter-terrorist side, but you can play aggressively. You can look in through the hut, you can walk up through the ramp room in towards the radio room and into the lobby area, and even outside all the way around, flanking around the marshmallow or the silo outside. It's perfectly doable, so Verygames are doing a good job of staying defensively in case NIP do that. And it's, it's just time they're wasting, and there's nothing else really wasted. So if nothing happens in the first, 30 seconds, well, then they go from there. See if they could get a pick off and maybe make an opening. Verygames already know they don't have to win that many rounds here. 2 more and they're good to go.
Yeah, as you said, 4 being a happy marker. They're not far from that already. But it does seem as though Flaren will be under pressure. The push has started towards ramp, but it's also starting towards that upper bomb site. Get Right and Freiburg chiming in, taking down Existence and Scream. MBK the only one to make a difference, and a nice hold coming from NIP there, denying any easy access to Verygames once again.
And that's really important. A great round coming in as well, because it was only Get Right that actually died. So what that really means for NIP is that they have 4 people on live rifles, and Get Right has to rebuy his, which is, that will hurt their economy. But the really important point for NIP is that they at least managed to separate themselves economically from Verygames so far that if they lose a round, they could still buy. Because if you end up ecoing on the counter-terrorist side of Nuke, then you know that the other team is doing tremendously well. And now the push coming in here, Freiburg waiting. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Exist is going to take a kill, and Get Right with a grenade, but he goes down. Exist picks up a double kill, and Shoxy will be dropped with Flaren taking that kill. Great stuff, and you can hear NIP cheering in the background. The Swedes, well, they equalized the score, and the 7th round is coming up.
That means the world to those guys right there. They needed that motivationally, and well, you could hear it across the board there. Forest giving the war cry. But now on the eco, we do see a couple of deagles in there. It might just be MBK running with one. What can Verygames be hoping for here?
I mean, I think for an eco like this on a map like New World, you can actually do different things. You could go for a quick rush through Squeaky Door and try and get down the T vent, maybe put the bomb down in B, but against a team like Nib, you're going to have to be very fast. You're going to have to get up early to get that sort of strategy off.
Sure.
If not, if they get 1 or 2 kills in here against NIP, then yeah, again, limiting their economy. I think Verygames, they have to go for the long con here. They need to be in it for the long run and really make sure that at the end of the game, maybe, or at the end of this half, maybe they could force NIP to eco even once. If they do that, then they are, yeah, they're great. That's going to be great.
Yeah, it'd be a fantastic thing to see, but Get Right finding shots not going to really help the cause. Exist going a little bit walkabouts there, trying to get into the faces just a touch, but ends up just watching that little peeking across there. Not going to land the shot, but Scream takes Exist's heads off. That's not going to really help the matter, but Flaren takes it back, takes down 2. Now just Scream standing, he's got 2 for himself, not going to get the 3rd. And 3 remain for NIP, and they take the lead here. And that's looking quite good for them. They're starting to build up again, and you could hear it in them in the last couple of rounds. That confidence is right by their side now.
Yeah, it is. But those 2 kills from Scream really make a big difference. That's really, really important. If at any point in this game NIP start to get low on money, we need to remember this round. Go back and remember and say, Scream, he got those 2 kills. It forced them to buy 2 more rifles. And yeah, this is part of the meta game of Counter-Strike. Now 4-3, and we're in the 8th round. And let's take a look at what Verygames are listening to.
There we go, Johnny into their raid call.
Il y en aura un pour justement Freeberg qui va descendre.
Ouais, Freeberg va descendre.
Casse-toi, Eddy, casse-toi. Il est juste là. Il est là. Encore.
Tense stuff going down right there. The situation is currently in a 3v2. Exist is doing work, bring it to a 3v1. Now just Shox left. What are his options right now?
Oh, it's really difficult. I mean, this is Shoxy, and he has been clutching some crazy rounds. But on Nuke at this level, well, he doesn't have many options. Get Right hiding obviously behind him, because that's what Get Right does. But best play in that scenario is I mean, if he could have put down the bomb, it would have made a big difference for his team. Even if he had died afterwards, because they would have had a little bit more money to work with. As it turns out, they actually are going to make the buy anyway, but I think it's going to be a little bit limited. You see a limited number of grenades, and that's a shame. But it's tough to call in that position. They threw a lot of people away trying to take down Freiburg downstairs in the volcano area, and that could have put, I think that really cost them the round.
Yeah, indeed. A little bit, not over-investment, let's say, but it definitely really hindered them in that one. 5-3 being that scoreline currently. But these rounds are very, very close. It's not just a clear-cut matter. Let's see if Verygames can find a way back in. They have already received a fair chunk of damage. Smith down to 65, Existence 88. Whereas LIP sitting completely healthy, not receiving a single bullet as of yet. And where are Verygames going towards right now?
Well, they're in the lobby area, so at least 3 of them going towards the ramp room where Flaren is covering. He's getting help from Forrest, who's coming in, so this could be a little bit of a meat grinder. If they run through the smoke here, Flaren isn't flashed, and oh, they get the double entry! NBK and Smiths, that's a huge double kill there. And Get Right, Freiburg and Exist are left. Freiburg going to pick up the 1 kill. That doesn't actually equalize the score, but it's back to a 4-on-3, but Freiburg goes down. There's Shoxy. He's hunting him. He doesn't even wait for the flash to pop, and Get Right comes up, but they're waiting for him. Get Right will find the headshot. It isn't done yet, but this could be a critical round for Verygames.
Yeah, this could be huge. Taking onto that 4-round marker. Just Get Right and Exist in their way. Bomb down and ticking. Let's see if the VG side can hold this one. Exist on the look. Get Right doing the same, but look at NBK. Fantastic positioning right now. Steps away 2 players. He gets the tag. He's got both of them. Stunning shot there from NBK. Getting those 4 rounds on the board. And that execution was incredible.
I mean, we started off talking, and especially about NBK and how well he's been performing. Well, he's got 7 kills, so he's topping the scoreboard right now. And that kind of play, that's just not, you don't see that every day. They were jumping out, they were double peeking him, and they had all the advantage there, and still he came out on top, just holding that stairwell, and that won the round. 4-5. Now Verygames are going to be feeling great about the situation. They have all that they need on this half, I think. If they get any more now, NIP are going to be in big trouble.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be worrying times for the NIP boys if they start dropping these rounds. And ooh, my word, Shox, you just saying Get Right flying. That is the opening kill to Verygames in this round. Now, Forrest, Freiburg, Flaren and Exist have to pick up the mantle. But look at Shox, he's low, Scream is low. It's still an easy round for NIP if they play this out correctly, the way they've been doing just moments ago. So, Freiburg still playing smart, playing slowly. Where can Verygames hit now they've got that opening kill?
Well, I mean, that opening kill obviously forces Forrest outside instead, so he's not going to be at the ramp room anymore. I mean, they can't know that just yet, but if they find out, they're certainly going to make a hit for that, and actually, they might just do it anyway, because they just guess it. Forrest is going to go upstairs instead, see if he can look down there, but yeah, they've got the ramp room covered, and that is going to be really bad news for NIP. Let's just wait for it. It's 4 on 5 right now. There's only 30 seconds on the clock, so Verygames, we know they will move really soon, and they are slowly making their way. They're actually leaving Shoxy behind in case anybody comes behind them. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Forrest drops down. That's a good kill from Existence, and Existence waiting here. There's really no reason for them to go up there. They should go down, but oh, they're going to lose another one. Shoxy, it could be a bit of a mistake, and yeah, they've made the choice now. 3-on-3 situation. The bomb is going to be planted.
Yeah, the HP, though, not looking too good for the Verygames side, but what does it matter when Smith is killing Freiburg anyway? Existence left on 2, Scream 49. Viflaren and Exist looking for a way in here.
Really low in the back corner there. Existence on 2 HP right now. Smith is going to pick up a headshot. It's Exist in a 1-on-3, and he has to try and go for it. He's already down. He gets the one shot, and that's all it takes. I mean, they were trying to bang through the wall, and you can actually shoot through the ceiling or the floor, depending on where you're standing, of course. Through the end of the bomb slide, you can make that shot through, but to guess the angle, oh, wow. You know, if you do that, then that's incredible. We actually saw it just recently, and I even forget what game it was, but there was a game recently where it happened. It's going to be 5-5, and now Verygames are in a fantastic situation. They've even forced Pyjamas on NIP. If Verygames win this round, then NIP are ecoing, and there's a complete landslide.
This is terrifying times for any NIP fans, considering what a bias this map retains. 5-5, NIP on the CT side. Verygames are looking strong in this one so far. Bit of a rude awakening, but no one falling just yet. No one receiving damage. We're seeing careful, cautious play. Get Right playing very passively here, not challenging flat out at all.
No, they're not. They are playing passively, but whereas we saw them play passively in the style that they were waiting, where MBK is now for anyone to peek up aggressively, actually Viflaren did, and takes a lot of damage and is forced back. This time it looks like outside Verygames are going for the picks, and that worked last time. Shoxy took down Get Right, and they just want to keep on doing that, so why not? MBK drops Exist. It's going to be Freiburg in return, and Freiburg gets a double. Great stuff coming in here.
Yeah, indeed, but Verygames not done yet. Scream has found one back. It's left in a 3v3 until Forrest took down Scream. Advantage to NIP. Those last 2 remaining players for the Verygames side have 35 seconds to make something happen. Freiburg caught a glimpse of one. He doesn't land the shot, but he will for the second time of asking. But MBK did take down Viflaren. Now MBK has to find 2 more.
Called him one of the best players in the world here. MBK in a 1-on-2. Can he do it? He's trying to find Freiburg with only 20 seconds left. And Freiburg is juking him, and he gets the quad kill. Oh, Adam Freiburg coming in with 6-5 now. And, you know, a little bit of celebration on NIP's side, but really what they should be doing is being really, really worried. I mean, obviously it's great to win rounds, but any round that Verygames get from here on out is a massive bonus. What is this, though? 3 pistols, body armor on everybody, but then an AWP and an AK? Verygames, they're bringing out everything in the black book here, the strategy book that Existence was standing around with earlier.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Yeah, indeed. This is an interesting one to be running with. And I can't wait to see it in action, to be completely honest with you. Get Right could be on the receiving end of his own flash.
That's what we call a Semler grenade.
Yeah, it's a specific kind of thing. But there's that AWP in play. Get Right's gone down to Smith's. And this might be a bit of a curious situation now, because how the hell can NIP expect what they're in for?
Well, it's really difficult as well, because Smith has actually gone upside again, so he's just waiting here. They've got a little bit of a split going on NIP's side. They're 1 man up, and Smith is on half HP, so it's looking all right for NIP so far, and the clock is ticking slowly on the French team. As soon as they... And I mean, right now, NIP aren't too concerned with getting too much information about where they are. They're just waiting. They have the good setup. They know they're covering pretty much every angle, so that's all they need. Once they see somebody from Verygames, they make a decision from there on out, and it might be Viflaren who's sneaking outside to get the first peek, and there it is. Existence will take him down with only a pistol. That's a devastating shot.
That is just ridiculous. 1 HP left on Existence, but it doesn't matter. He's done more than his job's worth. He's taken down Viflaren. Let's have a look, see how this is going. Freiburg has got a glimpse towards that mat cut. He's taken out Scream, leaving just Smiths and Existence alive in a 2v3. Ooh, stunning grenade coming in on towards Freiburg. Bring it back all even, but 15 seconds remain. Exist and Forrest have to defend this one.
That's going to be really tough. 2-on-2 and 1-on-2 HP on Existence and Smith. They're both on life support. It's going to be a shot through as well onto Existence, and Smith's alone. 4 seconds. He has to make a run with his AWP. But the fact is, actually, that for an investment, well, an AWP that they're going to save, an AK that they lost, they still managed to kill 3 NIP players, and that puts a massive dent in NIP's economy. So Verygames, this round might have actually been worth it. Crazy as that sounds, it might actually have been worth it, especially if this AWP is going to continue to wreak havoc in this round.
Yeah, indeed, we can't wait to see that in play. Let's just have a little recap of the scores as well. Freiburg at the top at 14-8. Everyone else around the 7s, the 6s, and the 5s. Outside that, Verygames' top player being Smiths at 12-6. But let's get back to the action because I want to see what that all can do. Smiths will be running that one. Couple of shots ringing through, but it's Fiflaren waiting it out, still in the same position. Smiths could be challenging him down, not fancying it. And NIP using those smokes to get fairly aggressive here.
Yeah, so the really interesting thing is that, you know, if you had an AWP, you'd want to go outside. There's a lot of room. You can use that scope for something, but Smiths, he really has no use for conventions or anything else like that. You know, he's using it as a rifle or as a shotgun if he needs to, but Existence going to lose his life, and here's Smiths peeking and gets the first shot, gets shot down by Forrest, and it's going to be a kill on Forrest. In return, there's just pistols coming in here, and now they have the AWP and the rifle. Scream is going to go down, so MBK and Shoxy 2-on-3, it's perfectly doable.
Yeah, this is becoming a bit of a realization here, but Get Right stops it in its tracks. That's MBK down as just Shox is alive. And a 1v3 stunning shot to Get Right, however, bringing it back to a possible chance here, but he needs to get that bomb down with 40 seconds left. Exist and Freiburg just waiting this one out. They're going to run that clock all the way down. Shox has everything to do now. Fire comes in from behind, but Freiburg's positioning was too damn good. But still, that scoreline, you can't escape it. 8-5.
So the AK and the AWP, when the AWP survived for 2 rounds, those 2 weapons actually killed a total of 6 counter-terrorists. That is a lot of money lost on NIP's side. They finally took it off, but then Verygames could buy again. And well, we're sort of nearing the end of the first half. If Verygames actually win this round, then NIP is not going to have that much money for the final one. It's going to be really close.
Yeah, you're already seeing that FAMAS in the mix for Fiflaren there. It's, as you mentioned, it's just not looking that great at the moment. Shox dancing away outside, but the rest of the team just taking the time. Verygames not rushing anywhere. They've got time to take. And they're going to use every single second they have available. But here we go. Fiflaren pushes forward. He finds Smiths. Backs off quickly, allows Forrest to lock it down, but Get Right's getting aggressive as well. He's come around behind them, but he doesn't get the shot he wanted. MBK denies. There's the exchange.
Yeah, it's really unlikely, really unusual as well, you know. Get Right, he's so good at this lurking stuff. He comes up behind and gets a kill. Oh, Forrest outside, way close. Shoxy should have got that kill. Instead, it's a 2-for-1 trade. So making up for Get Right's failure at the in the lobby there, and now it's going to be a 3-on-4 situation. It brings it back to a 3-on-3. NBK with a great double kill right now. Forrest is holding outside, and I don't think he's going to get a shot here.
No, indeed. Existence is edging through.
He missed that shot. Oh, that should have been a kill. That was very, very unlucky. And now Freiburg coming in, gets the shot on Scream. Existence and NBK are still left. Now it's just NBK, you know, 1-on-3. And it's the 14th round. I think, is he going to go for it? I mean, I think he is going to go for it. I think he wants to try and punish NIP here.
Yeah, that bomb's not in the ideal place, but he's in a fantastic one, hiding out in those vents. I think they might just be finding out now as he springs up, gets one, gets 2! He's got one more to find, denied by Forrest. And like he can breathe a sigh of relief there, as that was going to be a rather worrying 1v3 to lose.
If we had a time machine and we can go back and replay that 1-on-3 100 times in a row, this would be the one time where NBK even gets out of the vent. Like, that's almost impossible to do. And even as soon as he gets the first shot off, they should have killed him immediately. They had him in a triangle as well. I don't understand. 9-5 is going to be the scoreline, and well, now we're inching closer. The final round of the half coming up here. And, well, NIP, they need it. If Verygames get this one, it's already great for them, but anything else here is a disaster.
Yeah, lovely little spray down there coming in from Fiflaren. Taking MBK really low, 16 HP left towards him. That's going to cause a little bit of a switch up now. Let's see what we have left in this round. 1 minute and 15 on the board. Get Right still very calm, waiting outside. I think he's a bit aware of Shox being present, or he will find out rather soon. Nice shot coming from Get Right. That's the early advantage, but Fiflaren could be in trouble soon.
There are 4 people at least hungry to try and take him down, and he's alone. Backup is pretty far away as well, so if they drop Fiflaren here, but he's in actually a really good position. He's going to get both of them. Great double from Fiflaren. He's jumping up on the box and challenging Scream, but you know, you don't come to a fight like that for Scream if you're not going to hit headshots, because he will. And it's going to be a 1-on-4 obviously for Scream at the end here. He's trying for it with the AK, but it's too late. They kind of had him surrounded. Exist will take him down. It's going to be 10-5. We could hear the audience clapping in. NIP, they're actually not looking all that excited, and I think I understand why. If I had given...
It's 10-5.
Yeah. On Nuke, not that happy.
No, indeed. Any other map, you'd be like, not ideal, but, you know, it'll be okay. We can bring it back. But this,
Yeah.
This is terrifying.
It really is. I mean, a lot is going to come down to the pistol round, but I think even if NIP win this pistol round, it isn't going to be easy to get all the remaining rounds. It really won't be. But obviously, if Verygames take it, well, then we could be looking at a straight comeback from the French team. They've done it 100 times, and well, in a grand final situation like this, they're not going to miss out. They're not going to drop the ball. And here we go. The second half is coming up. The grand finals of the Raid Call EMS 1 Cup, and we're in the first map and the second half. NIP with 10 rounds and Verygames with only 5, and let's get it on.
Yeah, indeed. If we do see the likes of Verygames actually starting to pick this one up, I will tune into their Raid Call channel because I want to hear how that feels for these guys, because most of the time it will be the T-side picking up that pistol here. But still, let's see how this one unfolds. Flaren and Forest are exchanging a couple of shots on the outside, but tentative start.
Yeah, really interesting as well. Verygames, they actually picked up a lot of body armors when they were on the terrorist side, and Shoxy with a headshot on Forest, and that's great. Forest is such a good pistol player. You can drop him early, you have to be happy. And for Flaren, he's next in line, but I would not want to challenge Shoxy after that kind of shot. He's going to go for it anyway, doesn't hit it, and it's going to fall inside again. I think Flaren is a distraction here. He wants people to rotate, especially if he could take down Shoxy.
Yeah, indeed. He's trying to do everything he can to get the attention of the Verygames side. They're not falling for it, though. They're sitting in. They're playing it calm. MBK, Smiths all around this site, not falling for a single trick out of the NIP book, but the push is beginning. Existence found Freiburg. This is going Verygames' way until this has just happened. Flaren Exist turning around 3v3 now. MBK, though, still doing work. He's got another, but get right there. One man stands his Scream alone against 2, but NIP get it and keep hope alive to build up now and deny Verygames an easy route through the first map.
Oh my god, that's what they needed. If there was any chance for NIP to win here on Nuke, it was in that pistol round, and they managed to do it. I think the last 2 surviving members had very little HP as well.
6 or 7 HP left on each of them.
That makes a really big difference. But now look, this is really worrying, because for Flaren and Get Right, they actually have submachine guns, and Verygames, they've done what they always do now: body armor with head armor and P250s. And NIP, they gotta stick together. If they lose a single rifle here, it could be all done.
Yeah, this is a treacherous round, and NIP know that. Flaren's going in on the peak. He gets the spray down, eventually taking out MBK, but Shox, he's found Exist. That's a big kill coming in right there. Not be able to pick it up, though, as it was quickly avenged by Freiburg. But still, 4v2. Smiths and Scream still alive. They're still looking to do some work with 1 minute 10 on the board. Bomb still not dedicated to a site. They're taking their time here on the T side. They're not taking this lightly at all.
No, they're not. Actually, it's a really good illustration of what just happened there. Get Right took forever to get the kill on the guy in the hut. And if he had any kind of backup, if somebody had peeked the corner when Get Right was taking, you know, a full minute to get that kill, that would have absolutely been him going down instead. Get Right picks up Scream, and there it is. So NIP, they managed to bring it out, and I think that's a sign. That has to be a sign of relief for them, because I think Verygames are always dangerous in this position, and you can't really underestimate them. And I think NIP actually just did. I don't think they should have made that buy.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a curious choice, maybe a bit of, not overconfidence coming in, but we'll have to see how that one pans out here, because VG still sitting this one out, just pistols beside them this time, completely clean, no flashes, no smokes, no grenades.
Yeah, I mean, when you make that second round buy with body armor and P250s, all you really do is you exchange in the 4th round, where you normally buy, you just don't have a head armor, or you have a little bit fewer grenades. So it's not really that big of an investment, but you give yourself an opportunity to really upset the sort of the standard flow rounds. So
oh, look at this stack right now from the CT side as well. Got to keep eyes on that one, because if NIP hit
the
that
laser
site,
beams.
Indeed, it's like a little warehouse raven there at the moment. But if any of NIP walk in there, it could be trouble. But I think NIP are doing the safer thing right now. They're going down to that lower bomb site, and they're playing the right choices.
They are. How did they know? Well, I mean, they know by the fact that as they're sneaking downstairs, they're not running into anybody. So, I mean, they're slowly figuring out where they're not, and they just keep going on from there. And, you know, they're not really spotting anyone, so the bomb is just going to be clean planted here. It's a smart move as well, because it's easier to sort of sneak people out down here. If you walk inside, well, there are going to be people on the hut, and there's a lot of corners they can hide in and stuff. The B-bomb side is a little bit more manageable when it comes to these eco-round stacks. And now the question is, Verygames, well, what are they going to do? It looks like they're all going down secret, and they're going to run into Exist. This could be a bloodbath. Yeah,
indeed. This is not looking good. Exist is just lining them up. Freiburg's getting a bit aggressive. He's going to be pushing around first. He's going to land the shot onto Shox there. Follows up with a little bit of a headshot. Doesn't get the kill just yet. Exist will, however. But still, 2 members stand, Scream and Existence. but they're nowhere to be found.
Yeah, they're maybe trying to get some extra kills on somebody, but you know, not really going to happen. They're running away. Forrest is here defending, making sure nobody's going to sneak defuse the bomb or anything else like that. And I think actually Scream exploded with the bomb, so
yeah,
giving his life for the cause. That's going to be 13-5, and now we see the buy in the 4th round. And I'm interested to see how it's going to work out, because they won't have the same amount of money because they bought earlier, but it's going to be probably enough for the French team to bring it back, and they kind of need to. Yeah,
certainly. You can't allow NIP any more chances there on that T side. We saw the danger of picking up just a couple of rounds before. Let's see if Verygames have something laying in wait. I'm going to tune into their raid call actually to see exactly how much pressure you can hear onto these guys right now. Let's have a little tune in.
Ça peut pas passer bien là, Richard.
Là, ça smoke très bien.
Pas qu'on est vite.
J'y suis.
Il est trop grand.
Ça passe volcano là.
Combien?
Je sais pas, un minimum.
Fais toi, Eddy.
Je suis SK.
Déjà à la porte là.
And I think we've just seen the trouble there. Fiflaren actually snuck all the way around the back there. He got there completely unspotted. And there's a bit of a wolf among the pigeons right now, and Forrest challenging down Shocks. This is not looking good for Verygames at all.
All of a sudden, I'm very surprised. Verygames, they're usually so on point in this 4th round, and now it's up to Screen, MBK, and Existence. They need to bring this back, and they still can. There's MBK with the early shot. Scream is waiting. He actually gets the headshot, but not the kill. It's going to be Existence to take down Fiflaren finally. 2-on-3 situation. Existence is waiting down here. He has to get this headshot. MBK putting in even more work right now. Back to a 2-on-2. Verygames, you can never count them out of a round. And get right, he's going to run away with the bomb and take it upstairs, but who is waiting? Is NBK, always on point. He's trying to find it out. Can he take down Get Right? Get Right takes down Existence. It's a 1-on-2 situation, and time is actually running out right now for NIP, but it doesn't matter. Get Right picking up the double kill, and that's 14-5. And oh, that changed the whole grand finals right here. That's a big deal.
This is incredible. We're seeing T-sides leading on Nuke. This is just abnormal stuff, but it's absolutely beautiful to watch. 20-5 right now. I want to check in with that scoreboard. Freiburg 20-10, Get Right 14-12, Exist 13-11, and then Forrest and Fiflaren towards the bottom. But MBK, he's got to be the man of the moment. It really has been brilliant in these games, so pivotal. But now, only a couple of mixed weapons amongst the Verygames side. Exist will find Shock, so that's an easy advantage, an early way in for the NIP boys.
So Mag 7 on MBK, he actually gets a headshot on Freiburg, so he's just going to explode. Get Right picks off Smiths, and MBK has picked up a 2nd kill with the FAMAS, goes for a 3rd one, but cannot make, actually not the FAMAS, the Mag 7. Existence and Scream, 2-on-3 situation, and, well, Existence is going to be alone. It's going to be map point for NIP on Nuke. Not in a million years did I see this coming. Verygames, for my money's worth, still the best team in the world on this map, but right now, that's maybe up for questioning.
Yeah, NIP really stepping up their game here. I can't believe what I'm witnessing. And we are on 15-5 right now in the first map. And, well, NIP look calm. They look like they want this one. They're not going to let this one slip. And bearing in mind, this is only the first map of possibly 3 in the raid call EMS 1 Fall 2013 finals. And let's see if Verygames can change anything right now.
Sure they can. Shoxy's got an AWP that's auto-sniper on Smiths. They brought out the heavy artillery here, Pansy, to see if they can shut down the crazy Swedes. And there's Shoxy with a shot, and the auto-sniper comes into play from Forrest, so they're just putting it on display here. 3-on-5 situation. The 10-round comeback that they're looking for, it's perfectly doable.
Yeah, I would not put it beyond these guys at all. Very, very capable players. Get Right, Freiburg, and Exist, however, still stand in their way. With 1 minute and 8 on the board, they've got to get back into this somehow if they want to get this round underway. But MBK, when he's in your way, there's no way you're going to get through at all. He's been so on point so far. Now just Get Right and Exist alive with 57 seconds. I don't think they're going to find a way through here.
No, and at this point, obviously, if they could somehow take away the Orb, the Auto Sniper, which are the really expensive weapons, that'd be great, but Shoxy and Smiths, I don't think so. And even if they do, they're probably going to pick them up. Exist actually takes a bit of a bullet to the face there, and he's fighting it out with Scream. Ikaidorai coming in. There's MBK going down. That's a great start. Could have almost got the 2nd shot, even if he was flashed. 2-on-4 situation. They're not giving up easily here. Existence is now the one defending this A-bomb site, and maybe not as good as MBK is.
We're going to find out right now as here comes Exist. He's taken down Existence, but Scream did find one, but Get Right still stands. Bringing it back into a 1v2. He's got Scream, he's got Shocks, he's got another! 1v1 now! He's already got 3 in the bag. Can he get forward to take his team into the 2nd map? He's challenging down Scream. Oh my god, the reload. 7 seconds! huge. First map, NIP have picked that one up in some damn fashion.
There is no way that that should ever happen. Get right. Well, I mean, in almost every vote that you get Get Right and Forrest as some of the best players in the world, and I think a lot of people actually put Get Right a little bit on top, and it's because of situations like this. To keep your nerve, to keep your cool, when you have all the odds against you, there is really almost nobody in the world that could do what Get Right just did. Oh my God, what an amazing play at the end. I'm blown away, and this is a slap in the face of Verygames. When they saw Nuke on the lineup, I don't think they were going to...
smiling.
They were smiling a little bit inside. They knew it was going to be a tough match, but I don't think they were expecting anything like this. And this really comes down to a few key rounds. Obviously, NIP is a great team, but when you win those key rounds, when you force the eco on the counter-terrorist side and you win some of the pistol rounds, it makes all the difference in the world. And there we have it, the first map of the Grand Finals going in favor of NIP. Very, very unexpected, very surprised, and I don't know what to say.
I don't think Verygames know what to say. You can see it across their faces. They had such a great start. They were doing so well. They really worked hard, but nothing seemed to come together. There was so little cohesion just working for them, and it was NIP just winning every one-on-one, every 1v4. Sorry, Get Right, I'm just going to call you out once again because it was ridiculous. No one wins that. No one gets allowed into that situation.
I mean...
I don't understand how he got there alone without being challenged. It's just...
It is just that situation. I mean, they thought they had him contained, and as they tried to sort of wrap around him and slowly choke him out, you know, there came the wrecking ball, and in the rubbles, you know, it's just Verygames players at the end. It's brutal, isn't it? It's really brutal. Yep. All of you watching out there, so many of you play the games. Actually, there are a few people who just like watching Counter-Strike without playing it, which is always fun. But all of you playing out there, you've been in this situation where we've been 1-on-4, and you know, the really tough thing is you get the first kill, you get the second kill, but then your nerves kick in for some reason. Even though it should be like a confidence-building experience, getting the first 2 kills, everybody has that feeling of, you know, there's still 2 more left, and the pressure hypes up. And if you're at a LAN with a grand final like this, I can't even imagine the kind of pressure you're on once you get the 2 first. And Get Right, he does it like it's nothing. It's casual for him.
It's unreal. It's like even, you know, in smaller events when it's not the grand finals, doing that is unreal because those last 2 players, they will realize that there's a chance. When you're in a 4-on-1 and you've got 4 teammates beside you, you're like, okay, this is fine. We can play to an extent of a relaxed nature. But then it gets down to that 2 players left, you're like, okay, we need to play this serious. We need to just turtle down. We need to play it safe, create that crossfire, not even allow a footstep towards picking this up. But somehow Get Right gets himself into the positions that just allow him to do this time and time again. And it's not just the aim that's incredible about it. It's the brain that allows him to get to that point at the start.
And then there's that small moment where it all hinges on, where he reloads the AK in the face of the last player. I would have a heart attack, I thought, and instead, you know, he just manages to get the kill anyway. Unbelievable first map.
Really was. So, guys, I think we all need a break in the studio because that was something none of us predicted. So, guys, do stay tuned. We will be back with map number 2 in just a moment. It will be cash, and that's not going to be... You cannot miss that one. I assure you of that. So, guys, do stay tuned. We'll be back in 5. Hopefully, see you then.
Professional-grade communication tool. The choice of professional teams. Perfect stream viewing experience. Chosen by online streamers. Easy to use voice messenger service. Chosen by over 12 million gamers.
Communication is always vital when competing in tournaments. Winning a match requires perfect coordination. You cannot win by yourself.
Raid Call. Communication for winners.
atmosphere. I hear the calling and it's crystal clear. Time to disengage, to disappear. The jury's out and the reports are in. I crunched the numbers and they fell within the range of danger for a foreign mind, a foreign body falling out of time. The crowd goes, my phone goes, the whole world goes, but you go. My car goes, the time goes, the whole world goes, but you go. The crowd goes, my phone goes, the whole world goes, but you go. My car goes, the time goes, the whole world goes, but you go. The crowd goes, phone goes, crowd goes, phone goes, crowd goes, phone goes, crowd goes, phone goes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Raycall EMS1 Fall Cup Grand Final, our final cup of 2013. I'm getting a little bit teary-eyed because we may just be one map away from ending it all today. What a sad moment that would be. But let's not get too sad right now because we still have a match on, and Ninjas in Pyjamas right now are 1-0 up after an epic end to Nuke. And so what we thought we'd do is just take you through that last round and show you exactly how NIP, or rather how Get Right, won them the first map. So I don't know if we can bring that up right now. Let's have a look at some of the stats on the screen. Yeah, some interesting ones here. So MBK, 20 kills, top of the table as far as they're concerned, and Freiburg matched him on the other side, also 20 kills. Interesting that both of those two had very similar stats. Kill-death ratios, nothing major in there, I don't think, other than 1.67, which was Freiburg. So really, really big round from the Bergman in NIP. Now, let's show you the last round. So here we are, 5v5, started around 15-5, NIP, they're on match point, or map point anyway, okay? And Verygames need 10, but they're on the CT side. So at the moment, you look at it and you think, well, it's a gun round. That's okay. But it's CT side. So let's just play it through and watch what happens, okay? So here we go. With Get Right. Early grenade. No problem. Very quiet start with Shocks gets the opening kill. So they're already down one. Forrest then, well, I don't know, he just disappears off the map thanks to Smith. So they're already 5v3, right? Get Right boosts up on his own. Nice little hop and skip and a jump across to the top of White. Here comes the flash over the top. Now he's going to drop down here. And he's going to be really cheeky, okay? Just wait for it. Minute remaining. Nice. Okay. So, nothing doing so far. Now, here he goes into main. They're now at 5v2, okay? So, at this point, this is done round. Verygames have won this. There's no way they can get back into this whatsoever. They've got Exist as well just inside radio. But here's the key moment. Get Right outside, knows there's someone there. He's waiting. Is it in main? Is it inside? Is it outside? Is he going to get attacked from the rear? He has no idea right now. But then there's a peek. Existence comes through. He picks up the first kill on MBK. Existence, he now knows, is going to try and guard the back of that upper bomb site. One man's now rotating outside. Clever play by Verygames. They're trying to pincer him. They know exactly where he is, but it's now a 4v2. Scream then knocks the last man down. So we're now, look at this, 4v1. It was 3v1. One taken down by Get Right. Brilliant shot onto the top of heaven. That's now a 1v1, and Scream is now the last man alive. Now watch this. Get Right actually comes in and makes a bit of a mistake here. Watch. Here we go. Oh my God. He reloads. What is he doing? Somehow still gets the shot down, and Get Right wins the round. He's sitting there watching that going, how did I do that? Unbelievable. And that's why he's Get Right. So in Ninjas in Pyjamas, 1-0 up then. Let's get ready for map number 2. It's all cashed up now. Let's go back to our commentary team.
So, Pandas, welcome you back to obviously the finals here. The first map was something really to be remembered, and what a round. Thank you for that, Redo. It's incredible watching it back. It was unbelievable while we were casting it, but just to see it again,
I mean, seeing it
My
again
word.
and also having Paul do the commentary, can we get a raise your red eye in the chat if you really enjoy
Raise your
red eye
red eyes.
casting Global Offensive? Because I definitely do. Even in front of a monitor like that, it is good to show, isn't it? So Cash is going to be coming up next, as was the subtle hint by Mr. Red Eye there at the
It's
end.
all right, well, hold on. Devilwalk's just not giving me love right now. He's over the side. He's trying to be subtle. He's like, why aren't I in the finals, guys?
Oh,
It's just mean, man. It's just mean. There's a
There
lot
it
of
is.
love for Anders, apparently. We didn't notice.
I do love you too.
There we
I do
go.
love
See,
you
look
too,
at that little
Devilwalk.
grin on the face.
I do
Like,
like-
I'll leave now.
Devilwalk is a really, really nice guy, and you had
Yep,
to say hi to him as he came by. There's no avoiding it. Now it is actually match point for NIP. They have a one-round or one-map lead. If they win on Cash, then they will be crowned. The finals actually take that crown away from Verygames, who
That's
are
what I
the
love
defending
seeing.
champions.
Well, I think we're actually getting into the knife round, so let's not waste any time here with us. Let's make sure we're focusing on the teams in hand, because, as we know, Verygames do like their knife strategies, and, well, they certainly need it on this one if they intend to bring it back, because Cash is not what we expected to be seeing. They've got the choice aside. That's a good start for them.
Yes, that is indeed, and Cash is an interesting map, very, very different map from Nuke in almost every sense, and what really matters on this map a whole lot is the mid control. If we bring up the, well, we can talk about it in the game, I guess, but if you look at the minimap once you're in the game, you will actually see that the middle area of the map will allow you to, if you can take control of that, it allows you to get into the A-bomb site and the B-bomb site through the vents, and you can actually sneak through the middle, which will give you an additional 2 routes. So that mid area is completely critical to hold it, and whether you're the counter-terrorist or the terrorist side, you need that control, and I think a lot of battles are going to be fought in that area.
Yeah, it certainly will, and the best thing about this is when I last spoke to Faflaren, I was casting one of the games in the previous Raid Call event, and it was about this map. It was when it first got really introduced, we saw it being played out, and he agreed it's all about that mid-exchange. You get that control, whether it be you push up, you play that aggressive nature on even the CT side, then you get it in your hands, you can run wherever you want, you can really choke the opposition, and I want to see how they play this one out here. I'm really not sure what you're going to be seeing on this one.
Yeah, I'm really curious as well. There's going to be a lot of pressure on Verygames. I'm sure they have prepared for this map. They, I mean, with the kind of dedication, the kind of hard work they put in, there's no way they have like an oversight where it's like, oh, we didn't prepare for this at all. They definitely have. So let's just see how this goes. I think we are getting ready, and well, Verygames versus NIP's second map in the grand finals. This is going to be really, really interesting. It already has been, I think, one of the best Counter-Strike tournaments we've had so far, and it is, you know, it keeps getting better.
Hands down, an incredible start. Currently 1-0 in favor to NIP after a rather surprising nuke, but let's get our attention towards the second map now that is live in the game. Verygames on that CT side. The T side will be NIP. Take us away here.
Well, look at the wall banging already going on. I think that's Freiburg shooting through the wall all the way outside of the A-bomb side, and taking a little bit of damage. Is actually Existence taking a lot of damage, but that's somewhere else. Was Scream and MBK early on, and there's the headshot from Exist to take down MBK. A great start for NIP, but Smith is bringing it back, and so is Scream. Another shot coming in, and Forrest is killed. Exist, Freiburg, and Get Right left, and it's a 3-on-4 situation, and well, the bomb is in the middle. They're kind of split out all across the map here. They're just looking for pickoffs, and I'm not sure if this is going to work out.
Yeah, really, really hard start now. So 50 seconds, as you mentioned, left. Freiburg dropping out those flashes, those smokes, those nades, but ooh, just gets one right to his feet. They're down to 10 HP now. Gonna be having to make that move, focusing in. He's pushing right to the side. Lovely shot to Scream. He's opened this one up now. Oh my word, Exist is followed on to Smiths. Can they get another? No, Shocks denies, but Get Right still tries it. Shocks follows up. It's just Exist now in a 1v2 after plant situation. Bomb down and ticking. He's got Existence to find. He's got Shocks to find. Nade comes across, does not connect. What can he do here?
They're trying once again, but yeah, he's out here at the squeaky doors. A 1-on-2 situation. They actually have a kit picked up on Shoxy, but it's going to be Existent trying with the fake defuse, and that's a great idea. And Shoxy getting the third kill of the round. I think all of them were headshots. Brilliant play from Shoxy, and it's going to be Verygames to pick it up, and that's a great start. If you take into account how they lost the last map in that 1-on-4 situation, I think Verygames, even though we've talked about them as not being that much momentum-based, obviously they're still human beings, even though they play like robots.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff does get to you at the end of the day. So good start here for the French team. Now, let's see how far they can go.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see this one unfold now. It's unbelievable. 1 round advantage. Let's see what they have in store here. Scream playing that mid-connecting section. Going to be trying to get that fire across with that Famous. No massive damage done. Get Right's been dropped down to 1 HP by Shocks there. over by that B side. But the first frags do fall drastically in favor to Verygames, with Existence and MBK doubling up on Gerite and Exist. And now just Fiflar and Freiburg stand. It's going to be a hard way through here.
Yeah, not much of a chance, really, and I don't see them going in here and planting down the bomb either. This isn't a map where you could easily do that unless you get the entry frags. They do get one on Scream, and that's always fun, and now Fiflar coming in here trying to do it, but won't pick it up, so that's going to be it. A single kill in. They only lose a FAMAS on Verygames' side, and it's a weapon that they might think about replacing later on. And I don't know if Scream is going to buy anything yet. It's interesting to see if he will. Actually, NIP, they are going to go for the buy, and obviously they could do that because they planted the bomb in the first round. So that's a big difference. Third round coming up, and NIP, they're ready to fight. Yeah,
they certainly are. They're coming out guns blazing now, and this is where things can change. It seems as though they are focusing towards that A site, still leaving a couple around mid. Not massively rushing anywhere, however, leaving that bomb loose on the floor.
Yeah, here comes the boost up in the middle. This is great. Forest, he's going to peek over, but he has to be careful. If somebody's looking when he peeks up, that's the end of it. They're going to grenade up because they already suspected. Verygames, well, they know it. This is what we're talking about, the preparation, understanding and knowing the map. And Verygames, with that grenade actually showing us that they had already anticipated Forest being there, and he's waiting, pacing himself at the moment. There's going to be flash on over into the middle, and here's going to be Forest peeking right after that flash. Not getting a kill yet. There are two people in there defending, and that's a very strong strategy from Verygames. That middle area is so important, and there's Forest dropping down, Scream taking in, Freiburg with one in return, and that's a 1-for-1 trade.
Yeah, great trade going down. I love the spam coming back and forth between them, but Scream's taking it in favor to Verygames this time, and the impact this round's going to make is going to be huge. Gerite evens it up, bring it back to that 3v3 situation. Bomb still in the hands of Fiflaren. It is edging towards that A site. There's a player still right amongst them. It's Smith. It's Scream coming out. He's taking down Fiflaren. Exists now the last man standing in a 1v3. He's got the AK. He doesn't have the bomb, but he doesn't have a chance when Smith gets a shot like that off. And 3 in a row. They deny anything NIP were building them.
Absolutely. Brilliant play. Anticipating Forest in the middle. First of all, with the headshots, and after that, with the grenade first, and then the headshot and Scream, he proceeded to take 2 more headshots after that. So, yeah, just brilliant play. Third round done already, and the fourth round here, NIP, well, they have really nothing to work with. Pistols again, a great start for the French team. It is, well, it's on the tracks now, and they're just plowing them.
Yeah, indeed. And look at that, MBK's aim once again being displayed, but Forrest with a pistol, apparently better. So, bit of an exchange early on. Not ideal for Verygames. You know that any bit of money that can go into the NIP pockets will be used later against them.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the weapon is kind of far up. I'm wondering if NIP can pick it up. I think they can, but actually Forrest here is going to lose a lot of health doing so.
Indeed, Forrest running back and forth, but Smiths with a stunning little hat trick there. That is worth a watch back, because that was absolutely clinical shooting coming out from that man. And I don't think he gets enough credit for his aim. In a team like that, it's hard to shine, but
it is.
My word.
I mean, it's a problem for a lot of players, isn't it? You know, if you're at the bottom of the scoreboard, people are going to be like, "Oh, why are you so many kills behind?" But if you consider the competition within the team, you know, it's pretty harsh for both of the players, all the players here. 4-0 right now, 5th round coming up. NIP buying once again, and they've been taking it kind of slowly, and they're actually just spreading out once again, seeing if they can pick off somebody. I'm wondering if NIP are going to switch it up at some point and try and go a little bit more aggressively, because it's been 4 slow rounds from them right now.
Yeah, and it's not really paying off. It feels as though it's giving Verygames that chance to run it around, and MBK picking up Exist early on.
With an AWP.
When did this happen?
It's not often you see MBK with an AWP at all. Smith goes down, Scream finds obviously another headshot, and it's going to be a 4-on-3 situation, so let's see if the Swedes can somehow break through here. It hasn't been possible so far. And, well, Forrest is pushed up behind the forklift. He's just waiting, and Scream's actually going to walk on top of him very soon. There's Fiflaren with a kill. Forrest is fighting it out down towards the truck. Scream is right on top of him, and Shoxy is going to pick up the kill. Fiflaren and Get Right 2-on-3. They're getting good kills in here, but they're not winning the rounds.
Yeah, indeed. This is still very close, though. 44 seconds left on the board. Gerite and Fiflaren changing their attention towards that B side. The bomb is on its way, but Gerite will have a player just beside him. He is on the balcony above, so not far away. Fiflaren has fallen. The bomb is not arriving now. Gerite's got to go walkabout, but this time Shox will not fall. Verygames retain a very clean scoreline.
Yeah, this is really great. They lose the 2 players, and their economy is slowly but steadily building up, and that means they can lose rounds now and still be able to buy, and that's a big confidence booster as well. They haven't lost a round. NIP having a really bad time here on the terrorist half. They have rifles once again, but look at the grenades. So few grenades. So what are they going to do? It looks like they completely standard split. They put a few people towards B, a few people towards A, making sure they're not getting flanked by Verygames like NBK pushing up aggressively here, and then they just kind of go from there.
Yeah, and I want to hear how this is affecting the Verygames side. It was super pumped up after that first one. They seem motivated. Let's tune into the Raycall, see what it's like on the French side.
Repars en B, repars en B. Laisse-moi le. Ok, ça marche, je repars.
1 en B. Il est tout seul. C'est Get Right, il vient chercher ses duels à la mort. Mais il est tout seul.
Passe dans l'œil ou pas? Je te laisse, attends, je te laisse.
Attention, ouais, à part. Blanc. Il est dans la vodka. Ok.
Tu fais arrête, caché.
Ça marche, je tire pour toi.
Attire le duel pour moi, ouais.
T'inquiète.
Saut vers la porte.
Y'en a un, Richard.
Dans la L.
Pour revenir dessus. Aussi, mais j'entends un bruit en tout cas.
J'ai besoin d'aide mid. Je vais avoir besoin d'aide.
Laisse passer dans le classique là, dans l'idée. Y'en a un pas.
Ok.
Un Sky mort. J'ai plus d'aides. Y'a rien. Bon, attention, attention.
Regarde, chute.
Y'a moi qui
Y'a
tomber.
rien en garde.
Encore un dans le mid.
Y'a rien en garde, mec. Juste en porte.
Rien en garde. Attention à la triple B.
C'est B, les mecs, c'est B.
C'est bien, chute.
Verygames focused up there. You can hear the tension in their voice, and you might be able to tell as to why right now, because NIP are really taking their time. 20 seconds left. Where are they deciding to hit?
Well, it doesn't even matter. Verygames are prepared everywhere. Flawless round coming in. A brilliant play from Verygames. And I actually think, the Raycall Cup, obviously, the Raycall stuff here, we don't really understand, what they're saying. At least I don't. I don't speak French. But the fact that nothing much is happening and they're still making a bunch of calls, I think what they're doing is actually, first of all, whenever they spot somebody, they get a call. Whenever a grenade comes out, they get a call. And all what this means is that Verygames is counting all the time. Where are the players? And you can count from grenades as well. You know you can only have one smoke or HC, so if one of them is thrown, you know where at least one player is. And that's how they do it. It's really methodical, and they're just keeping track of everything. If they had a spreadsheet, they'd put it in there.
But right now we are seeing a bit of an all-in mid-push coming out from NIP, and they're not actually getting taken down right now. Verygames are not landing the shot until that nade finally comes in. Shocks kicks into gear, and right now they're breaking through though. Freiburg's found Scream, and that is an entrance that NIP were looking for. Finding their way through that middle section has allowed at least a little bit of hope in this round, but Smiths, falls to Freiburg somehow. This could be the changing point.
That's an eco round from NIP, and right now they've brought it back to a 2-on-3. Freiburg is on fire at the moment. MBK and Existence is going to be forced to picked up an AWP. Existence is alone in a 1-on-3. Great play from NIP. This could be the round. You're absolutely right, Pansy. It's, 2 health on Existence. It should be doable. They have the bomb in the A-bomb site. This is a 1 in a million if Existence could somehow bring it back. The bomb is going to get planted, and how they just have to wait. Existence, I'm not even sure if he's going to go for this. Even though they have a decent amount of money, it feels like suicide to try and do this. So we see him running away from all the action. Oh, what a round. And Freiburg, he is one of the best entry fraggers in the world, but you don't expect him to get a triple entry frag on an eco round like that.
No one is expected to do things like this, and we have seen pure magic coming out from the NIP side, whether it be the turning point like now or Get Right on the previous map. It's been incredible stuff. And Freiburg, just in for the information there, is on 7-6, miles ahead from anyone else on the NIP side. So his kills, happy the one keeping them at least close in these rounds. Existence will retain that AK into the next one, but still, what a turning point.
That is really, really good. You see the money still on Verygames' side, so they're not unfazed. That's a good round for NIP to win, but they have the equipment. Double auto sniper setup now.
Ooh.
Now we have a rule. I'm not sure I can say it exactly like I usually phrase it, but 1 auto sniper, yeah, that's a little bit cheeky. 2 auto snipers, that makes you a bit of a bastard, doesn't it? That weapon is so powerful.
There's no need for doubling up, is there? Really?
That's not gentlemanlike, is it?
No. But look at that spam coming out as well. Existence has really worked that one down, but Shock's already putting that rather OP gun to use, taking down Get Right. Bit of irony within itself there, as he was the man to almost champion that weapon.
You're right, Get Right, man. He's gonna be feeling the irony right now. He's gonna be going down. Forrest has an AWP picked up, but it's a 5-on-4 situation. And you're right, that auto sniper, Cash, there's a lot of places you can shoot through. MBK gonna find Existence kneecaps, not Existence, but Existence kneecap, and that's gonna be painful all on its own. 5-on-3. Now it's 5-on-1. Flaren alone. Another flawless round coming in from the Frenchmen. They're doing so well. And MBK with a triple kill. 7-1, Pansy. This is a monumental start for the French side.
This is what they needed, but then again, we look back to the previous map. They did something astounding on there as well, but then again, we're going to see if they can do it here. Still running with that double auto sniper, and a bit of a mixed bag coming in from the NIP side.
Yeah, and they have double auto sniper and an AWP on MBK. This is really the full artillery coming out here. Well, there's still the AWP on Forest, but yeah, they don't have that much money. They're running dry. There's a shot from NBK on Freiburg. He should have gone down then. Forest gets one on Smiths in return, so 1-for-1 trade. But why do we see NBK AWP? I want to see him more often. That was a great shot.
Yeah, showing his worth right now, not only with the AK that he's been running with that has been ripping the opposition to shreds, switching it up here with 6 HP left though. He's going to have to be careful, play it smartly. It does seem as though NIP are switching things up. They're going for that B push. 2 preyers now present. Existence found exists very easily there, but doesn't expect Flaren so quickly. Bit of an exchange now, 3v3. And the bomb site's actually clear for the bomb. Little do the NIP know that, but they will find out extremely soon. Now they have some resistance. The former Forest going hunting. Oh, stunning shot onto Shox. Flaren falls onto MBK. Now just Scream alive in a 1v3. He's going to be going for this, though. He's making his way up towards that overlook section. He might get this one in the bag.
He's Scream. It's a 1-on-3, but Forest will find him instantly. The triple kill from Forest. So this is the battle of the unconventional AWP. You know, Forest usually with a rifle, MBK with an AWP as well. All of a sudden, crazy stuff coming out on Cash. And, well, it's great action. NIP picking up a second round, 7-2. And I think, actually, you know, they need these rounds. They are far away from being ahead. But actually, Exist has saved one of the auto snipers. So now it's getting really crazy. Now we've come full circle.
Yeah, but look at the aggressive presence from the CT side through mid as well. They're pushing right up into the faces of NIP. Not messing around at all. Existence there, making his way towards those vents. Getting a bit of a presence towards that B side. An easy rotate if necessary. Bit of a spam through from Exist. You can hear rattling through the map. And a little bit of a slow start, but Scream has found Forest. And well, that's the advantage VG were looking for.
That's a great kill. Once again, Forest, you know, trying to be boosted up into the middle, trying to be cheeky about it. Scream finds another headshot. That's one onto Freiburg, and that's a great early kill. Scream is really the headshot champion. It's so incredible to watch him do this. And Get Right is peeking around the corner slowly and steadily with an AWP. So now Get Right gets a turn with the big green. It's really, really weird what's happening here.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on, but hey, if it works, who am I to judge? With 48 seconds left, though, NIP have got to start focusing out where they want to start heading towards. Get Right does have that bomb to hand with 55 seconds. Going to be running himself over towards that B site, as we saw. Existence not too far away either. 35 seconds left. He's going to have to make a bit of an all-in soon.
Yeah, Get Right. Here comes the flashes. They're going to go for the B-bomb site, but there is actually still 2 people here. Shoxley's one. I think Existence is the other one, as you were saying. There's Get Right with a shot. Existence takes down one. And Get Right with a beautiful angle there. They all know how to do it today. It's really scary. This is a third one from Get Right. It's a 2-on-2 situation. Is he really going to do it again, Pansy?
I wouldn't put it past this man right now. He went to a level that's beyond what we can ever expect. But now Scream and MBK both standing. 2 key players in their way. Well, he's got to do it right now. He's got one down. He's got one more to find in a 1v1. Get Right falls! And Scream keeps at least a little bit of pride on the VG side on that round.
It's the third headshot of the round as well from Scream. I mean, he really is like a crazy Oprah Winfrey, just dealing out headshots to member of the audience. You get a headshot, you get a headshot, you get a headshot. There's no stopping him. I don't even know. I really, you know, we brought up the statistics earlier, and I bet we're going to see them again, because I think they probably increased, even though he was, like, hitting. I mean, obviously, you can't go more than 100% headshots unless, I don't know, you get, like, 2 in 1 shot. Does that count as more? I mean,
that's a good point, actually.
We need him up there, because it's really insane. 8-2 right now. Get Right, obviously, with great round, but Scream finishing off where he left. There's no stopping him. If Flaren is dead, and it's going to be NIP, well, they're close to ecoing already. If they lose this round, it's going to be really tough to come back.
You'd think for Flaren might learn as to why Forest has been knocked down from that spot every single time. Scream is not missing those shots at all. And now their attention focused towards A. They're going to have a bit of a challenge against Scream and MBK, the 2-star players in my eyes right now. And Get Right, still running that AWP as well. Going to be looking through in a second once that smoke dissipates. VG edging very close here. They're looking to bring that spam right through, and oh my word, I didn't see Get Right, and I don't think Scream did either, but it doesn't make the shot land any less. And now Freiburg does avenge him, but it's a 4v3 in favor to VG. MBK taking it further in their favor. Back to a 3v2. The rotation's coming in from VG. They know it's a dedicated A push, but the bomb is now down and planted. Forest in a 1v3 situation. He's got it all to do.
1-on-2 situation. He actually takes down Shoxy, and I think that was the most important kill in this situation for him, because now he has them both at the same angle, but he's gonna fight it out. Oh, pulls out the deagle as well. 1-on-2. He's very low on health, and they're both flanking around from the side. Forest, is he gonna realize? Oh, he turns around, he gets the one shot, but Existence will take him. A brave effort, but it wasn't enough, and I mean, in this bomb site, when you're alone, it's really, really hard to stay alive like that. You could tell that he has only that really narrow corner to stay covered in, and they can just come down. They can even actually jump on top of the container to get him. So Forrest, I mean, it's a gamble when you look one way or the other. I think he heard one, but because they both came so close to each other, he could only hear one player, so he probably thought the other one was sneaking around the other side.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do in something like that. 90% headshot rate in this match. What can you do against aim like that?
Not much. It is really, really ridiculous, isn't it? It means... I mean, no, I don't even want to do the maths, because obviously I'm just going to embarrass myself on stream, which happens enough already.
Maths
but I really feel like that's impressive. I don't know what the absolute record is for Global Offensive, but it probably goes to Scream at either point. It's another eco round coming in from NIP. The score is 9-2. The first half, second map. If you're just joining us, then NIP has one map already. If Verygames win this map, which they're well en route to do, then it's going to be a third map.
Yeah, and I'm so not against that right now. The way these two are playing is just sublime. Shox has found Get Right, so following popular to trend, it seems to be going the VG way. Forrest and Flaren yet to make an impact here as well, and that's a bit of a rarity. Clean slate there. No one lost a single point of health.
No point of health. I mean, I think actually it's like the third or fourth round that Verygames have had where they haven't lost a player at least. You know, they've just been keeping these weapons alive, and they have an insane amount of money on their side. So they're going to be all right. They can lose around and still buy. NIP not so much. They need to at least put down the bomb here. This is just Verygames playing at an incredibly high level.
Yeah, and I want to tune into the NIP side to see exactly what they're doing right now, because they do only have 2 rounds. Let's see if it's getting to them at all.
Jag är vit. Nu dör jag tror jag. Nej, han är kvar in. Jag är vit.
De bränner alla nades här. Han dog en TK. Jag är vit igen. Nu smockar fejden mitten. Jag skjuter lite.
Gör det.
Vi splittar B i alla fall.
Längst bak side, 2B.
2 här tror jag.
Ja, det är 2B. Det är 2B.
Kom här då.
Still fairly calm and collected considering. 4v4 now. They've exchanged.
Actually, a bit of a misplay as well from NIP, because you heard the call coming out 2B. That isn't true. There was actually 3 people at B, and that's probably, you know, that if they had known that there were 3 people there, if they got the right call, they would have probably rushed down MBK here. He's alone at the moment, so that's how much it matters knowing the right information, and MBK is going to take the 1 kill, but it's going to be a 2-for-1 trade, and now all of a sudden, Shox and Smith, they have to try and fight back here, and let's see if they can. Shox is in a great position. He's jumping up here. Smith is coming in to help him out. Also Sniper and AWP, not the traditional weapons to try and retake a bomb site, but it might just still work out. The bomb is already planted, and Smith is out here behind the forklift waiting, and they are ready and aiming for him, and there it is. Freiberg just noting him, and there it is. Smith getting shot to smithereens, and it's going to be a 1-on-3. Shoxy alone, and he's making a run for it.
Smithereens.
I can't help myself.
You sicken me, pandas.
I can't help it.
Dear God. What am I joined with? But 10-3. NIP get one back on the board. Puns are everywhere. It's making me question my existence, but still. Let's see what NIP can do. They need to start building back up here. They've got a long road to go. A couple more rounds of the board wouldn't be a bad half for them. I know they can always pick themselves back up. We saw them do it on maps that are just as unconventional as this.
It is true indeed, but I feel like 3 rounds isn't enough here on Cash. I think they need to get at least 4 and preferably 5, and now it's going to be difficult. MBK gunning it out, and he has a lot of bullets. It's not the M4A1, it's the M4A4, and it has just 10 more bullets, and that's what he needed in that situation. Scream, well, he's just continuing on his headshot run, because why not? It's going to be 5-1-3, and once again, a terrible start to the round for the Ninjas in Pyjamas.
Yeah, really not getting those opening kills like normal. Forrest has been so quiet in these situations. He's currently still on 7-11, so really not shining like normal. But for Flaren, he's got himself in a good position. Get Right, not too far behind with the bomb as well. A is a viable chance here, because look at the Verygames side. They're so aggressively pushed up. They've almost overly rotated out of A, so it has given them a bit of a chance here, but Smith's still keeping eyes on it. Screams found Freiberg, just 2 now stand. But Flaren's taken down Smiths, that's what they wanted to do here. But will they get the entrance to the site fully and properly, because they've come back around? Get Right holds back on though. 2v3, it's a close situation now.
That's really weird, you're right. They kind of wrapped all the way around and came back to the bomb site from the way where the terrorists usually come. That's really strange. It does kill for Flaren at the end, and it's a 1-on-3 for Get Right here, trying to fight it out. out, and well, he's really close to Scream, but it's another headshot, Pansy. Triple kill from Scream that round. 11 to 3 right now, and I think we're nearing the end here. It's the final round of the half coming in, and Scream, well, he's got 16, 1 and 6. He is top fragging by miles right now. This is really, really cool.
Yeah, Scream is on an absolute mission to just rip heads off today. It's unbelievable to watch. It's something to definitely go back and watch the VODs of, because he's been on an absolute rip. So, let's see if NIP can change anything up for the final rounds now, as it is coming to a close of the first half, at least of the second map. And the way it's going so far, no. Scream and Shox have found Freiburg and Get Right. Big advantage in their hands, not the ideal buy-up either. NIP are in trouble.
They're in really big trouble. I actually thought they would be much more prepared for this, but Verygames, I mean, they're the hard student. They've done the homework, and we see it right now. Shoxy's going to take the face off of Forest, and it's going to be Exist and Fiflaren left, and there it is. Shoxy with the final spray down. Quick quad kill from him. 12 to 3. What a great score for the French team. Oh, what an upset. This is going the opposite way.
This is not what I expected, although, let's take stock. Nuke was NIP's choice, Cash was Verygames' choice, but I don't think we quite expected it to this kind of level, especially that last game. It was just so hard to predict, but we are going to go straight live into this. They're not messing around at all. Let's keep in mind, Verygames, if they pick up that first pistol, they're probably going to be on to map point, should I say, because it will go to the third game and the third map. But still, everything depends on moments like this, and this is when NIP can become the stronger team.
We love you too, Devil Walk. 12 to 3 is going to be the score now, and they keep pushing on. 4 body armors picked up for Verygames. They're going to brute force their way through. Fiflaren is defending. He gets the first headshot. Great play, but he's running out of bullets, and MBK will take him down. And there's Get Right with 1. Can he get a second? They are trying to get in there. Exist actually picked up 1. It's a 3-on-2 all of a sudden. NIP are doing great in this round, and they needed it more than Verygames do. Shoxy, though, bringing it back. It's 1-on-2. Can he get the third one? Not yet, but almost taking down Freiburg. He's looking for it. He's got 9 bullets and reloading, and they are actually, well, they have him locked in here. 21 health. He doesn't have the bomb picked up, and he has no grenades. This is tough, Pansy.
This is not an easy task. He's up against one of the best pistol players in the world. Forest ahead of him as well. Freiburg down to 10 HP, but the bomb is going to be planted. Smoke will come across. It's a flash, actually. They're going to be making their move off the back of this, and Shox could actually be holding them back here. Dancing around that box, he's going to switch up. Look for Freiburg, who's just to his right. Forest to the left, but Forest is there, and that has given NIP a very small gap to go back into this map.
Oh, indeed. And that was a team ace. Everybody from NIP getting a kill each. So really a group effort, a team effort, you could say. At the end of the day, Shoxy looked like he could actually maybe bring it back. I think if he had ducked a second earlier and taken a little bit less damage, maybe it would have worked out. But the fact that he got the bomb plan makes a big difference.
Massive
it means
change.
that now Verygames, well, they're going to be ecoing this round, but next round up, they have rifles.
Yep, so we're going to see how this one pans out. NIP clearly know that. They're well aware of the situation to hand. We don't need to teach them how to play this game, but let's see how they take this on board here, because they got so overrun in mid, but look how differently they're playing this. They don't even really control that mid section, excluding Get Right, who's just kind of keeping eyes across. The rest of them bomb-focused.
I don't think NIP can come out of this game and only have Get Right in the middle. I think they need at least 2 and maybe even more. I think Verygames are going to hit that mid spot really hard. But obviously not in the eco round. That doesn't make much sense. But later on, yeah, I think it's going to be a big deal. They've actually boosted up here in the middle, and well, not much happening this round. I don't see Verygames making a break through it. It's Scream alone in a 1-on-5, so that's fairly predictable. But third round coming up here, now it's really going to get serious, and I'm worried for NIP if they don't put more people there.
Yeah, we saw Forest kind of rotating away from the A site, kind of using the connector towards that to kind of get back across and support from the position Scream was in, but still, it's not an initial point. If they do flood that, if they get those smokes down and kind of negate Get Right's position, it could mean trouble here, but they do have 2 players now getting themselves towards it. I believe the likes of Fiflaren now pushing a little bit aggressively. Scream will be spamming through, though, challenging out Get Right at the start. Not really connecting the shot, so Get Right is down in 91 HP, but Forest is challenging. He's come all the way around. Lovely little connection there. Takes out Scream with a headshot. Irony all round today, but that's the advantage they needed, and they need to keep building from it.
Yep, that's good. You know, that was kind of the reverse battle. Forest was trying so many times on the terrorist side to break it through, and now Scream got a taste of his own medicine, so that's maybe a little bit of justice in the end there. Get Right being boosted up in reverse, gets the 1 kill, not going to get the second one. Existence managing to pull out his rifle at the last second there, and it's going to be 3-4, but smart play from NIP, trying to go a little bit aggressively, and it seemed to pay off maybe.
Yep, so 4v3, Shox, Smiths, Existence. looking now towards that B side. Smiths has found for Flaren, so that's that mid presence gone. He's going to make that rotate so hard. Freiburg will be alone for this one. So now let's see what they're going to do. They know they've got the control there. Bomb is in the hands, I believe, of Shox. So Freiburg just going to be playing this one carefully. He knows the situation he's going to be in. He knows it's a long rotate for his other teammates. They are taking their time. They're not quickly going into this one. Shox is edging across. Smith now makes the move forward. Freiburg finds Smiths. Going to be looking for that follow-up fire already coming in. He's down at 7 HP, but Forest arrives. He takes down Existence. Shox still standing. Takes down Forest. 1v2 now. 6 HP on Shox. Up against Freiburg of 7 centimeters between each other. Freiburg dancing this one out. Waiting for the perfect shot to be in place. With 8 seconds remaining. He played it perfectly. Freiburg running that time down like it was his job. So well played. 12-6 still, but NIP are building back up here.
There's a good amount of duking going on. If you're a Dota player, then you know what that looks like in that game. And actually, Freiburg and a lot of the NIP players, they do like to play Dota every once in a while. So maybe Freiburg has taken a cue from that. Really just outplayed in that situation. And it's nice to see, you know, Counter-Strike comes down to more than just headshots and rifles and everything else like that. Sometimes it's just about using the map architecture to your advantage, and that's what Freiburg did. And he bought a lot of time. Exist was actually all the way over there. So it's not just the fact that he got the kill. Even if he had died, Freiburg, he would have bought a whole lot of time for his teammates. And there's another shot from Freiburg. Exist is going to take down MBK, and this is obviously an eco run from Verygames, and it's not going well.
No, it's not. Scream and Existence left alive, but how long they exist for, I do not know. It won't be long, I can imagine, with the likes of the entirety of NIP still alive and kicking. Get Rice down to 11 HP, Exist down to 52, but still, they'll play it smart. They'll put themselves into a clever, place where they only have to play for the pick. So, still, Scream is starting to make his way towards A. Bomb not really committing it just yet. It's really taking its time. They're running that clock right down. Do you think they're just looking for a couple of kills or a way in, possibly?
Yeah, if they could have got an entry frag, but now Scream went down. If he could have maybe, you know, got an early kill on somebody by the forklift or something like that, maybe there would have been an opening. I mean, if they could have put down the bomb here, I think maybe that's what they were trying for.
Yeah.
But, you know, it hinges on so many things. You know, probably they thought in their minds, you know, if we get the opening kill and if, but if the first premise doesn't really ever get fulfilled, then all those other stuff,
all just falls
it doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, those dominoes don't quite fall in the way. But let me just quickly remind people of the scoreboard right now, because Shox is on 18-9, Scream 17-10. Off the back of that, MBK, Smiths, and Existence. But Forest at the top with Freiburg right now, actually really doing well for themselves. 12 and 13s for those guys.
So a little bit behind on kills as NIP, but they are trying to bring it back. There's only a 5-round difference right now. So Verygames, well, now would be a good time to take around and just stop NIP from kind of going out of control completely. Still more than a minute left on the clock right now. And Scream, well, he's waiting here. He's already taken 1 grenade for not that much damage, 21 damage to him. So that's something he could survive. And let's see if he can keep going. Forrest is shooting through the smoke, trying to catch somebody, but not going to connect with any bullets.
No, indeed. A little bit of a careful round runner from these two. NIP are building back into this. It's a terrifying time, but Smith somehow found Forest. That's that mid-presence negated, but Flaren's still there. Existence eliminates him. 5v3. Screams low. Existence low. Existence found Smiths. So this is a good start now for the comeback if they want to turn this round. Bomb looking towards A. NBK exchanging. Not going to get the connection he wanted towards Exist, but still adjusting himself accordingly. Lovely. Oh, Exist. Beautiful play. Hat-trick in the bag. Now just Shox and NBK stand. Bomb is down. But they have to hold this with just 2 players.
Yeah, this is going to be difficult. I mean, Exist is really low, but Freiburg can get right there. Both inching their way towards the bomb site and see if they can make it happen. Freiburg comes in. There's 1 shot. It's a 1-on-3 for Shoxy, and this is so difficult for him to hold on to. And he's pretty much out of position. He's going to get flanked as well. There's Exist, and that's the quad kill. And actually, that's really, really important. I think Exist, he's had some great moments, but overall, this hasn't actually been his best tournament. So for him to come in there and do it like that, especially the second kill he got with a quick flick with that rifle, and that's going to be another round for NIP. 12-8. It is. I mean, it's the beginning here.
Oh my God! I thought I'd been handed my fair share of comebacks, of everything that was going to build into situations like this. But when I'm seeing NIP doing, rounds like that and just building themselves back into this confidence, getting stronger and stronger, it's a worrying sight to see for any Verygames fans.
Yes, it is a little bit. I mean, this is what Verygames usually does to other teams, slowly pulling it back and then coming out with a victory. I mean, it could be one round here. Verygames could turn it around in a single round. They just need to find a way through. NIP are holding middle with 3 players. That's, you know, that could be key to what Verygames need to do as well. Maybe if there's 3 people in middle, it might be worth it to try for a quick push to a bomb site, catch NIP off guard, and get the bomb down early. And they're being outflanked as well. There are people pushing around. Verygames, they need a round soon.
Yeah, they really do. They need to buck this trend because we know what MIP are like when they get on that roll. But right now, MBK is doing work, as is Existence. That's the start they needed here. Exist and Get Right Down. That's 2 big players.
Yeah, and actually MBK with a weird play coming out. Not sure. I mean, I think he probably thought there was nobody there, but Forrest was, and that is actually really important. They probably had won that round. It's 3-4 right now,
yeah.
And they just they just threw away a big opportunity. It's not done yet. Freiburg is defending here. It looks like they're going to take the bomb towards this B bomb site, but that's a really important kill that Forrest got.
Now, do you really want me to challenge this man who's held this site so well? Flash goes over. He does manage to flash out one. Fiflaren finds another. My God, NIP could turn this one. It's a 2v2 now. Smith does take down Freiburg, but Forrest and Fiflaren still alive. There's a way back in here.
There is, but Existence position right now is completely brilliant. If they go into the bomb site, he's going to pop up behind them and take them out. This is going to be almost impossible for NIP. If they do this, well, then they are certainly deserving of taking the championship away from Verygames.
Oh,
Forrest is going to
God.
find the 1 kill. Existence goes down. Smith is going to pick up one. There's a double for him, and now it's 1-on-1 against Forrest, and Smith, he does it. Brilliant play in Verygames. They win that important round. 13-8, and now I'm really curious if NIP are going to be able to hold them back. That could be the confidence changer that the French team might have needed. Great round coming out. I mean, that decision-making at the end, that's really important. Going for the B-bomb site, realizing that was the weak spot, and making it happen.
You said these choices would come into play, and they are, as we see them. And they're the defining moments here for Verygames, who got themselves back at least into the saddle after falling off a touch. Fiflaren, Get Right, and Forrest all peaking their attention towards mid, met by Scream, Smith, and Existence there. Thank you very much, Steel. That's very kind of you. Your drawing skills are sensational. But still, we are left in a 5v5. Screen and Smith have both received a fair touch of damage early on, so that spam through the smoke actually paying off quite some way.
Drawing skills. Steel is stuck with me on drawing squares. I appreciate that. 13-8 is going to be the score, and let's see if it's just a 1 round here for Verygames or if they're really going to be able to keep going like this. And, you know, obviously what caught our attention here, 3 people in the middle once again for NIP. Either bomb site is really weak, but they can make a quick rotation from the middle. That's why Cache is such a dynamic map, such a fast map. If you have the middle and NIP do, they could be at either bomb site in a moment's notice. That's why they only need 1 player there. Get Right picking up 2 kills onto Smith and Scream. And is he going to keep going? He's defending like a maniac right now. 3-on-5, a really hard choice. But MBK, he's trying to wield it back in Verygames' favor right now.
Yeah, and it's not an easy task, but he's certainly doing it. Forrest joining Exist in the deathbed. MBK is doing absolutely beautiful work with only 10 HP left. Bring it to a 3v3 now. Bomb is edging towards that B side. Oh my God, Shocks! Taking down Freiburg like he's nothing. Only Fiflaren and Get Right alive. These 2 players now need to do real work. Get Right has found Shocks, leaving just Existence in a 1v2 after plant situation. 19 HP. Well, it's not going to be easy for him. He's going to have to play this one correctly, but Fiflaren reads the situation so well there and gets NIP closing in on Verygames again.
Very good stuff. That's the second time they've actually taken that bomb site from Freiburg, but it wasn't enough this time. And I don't know, that shot from Shoxi, I'm not actually sure Shoxi understood that he got the kill either. It looked like he just paused for a moment, like, wait, oh, that was a kill, all right. Well, we'll keep going then. Very cool stuff. And I mean, it was close at the end, but they didn't really bring it home. They get the bomb plant at the very least, but it still quite isn't enough. Pistols all around, not that much cash on their side. NIP, they're only 4 rounds away now. This could go either way.
It's really good. By on the half, it was like, no, this is VG's, but now I just don't know. I really do not know. Get Right spraying down there. Will find Scream through the smoke. Forrest just making it look easy. He's got 3 headshots in a row. He's going to look for another. It's Existence, and Forrest will get it. Really well played there from NIP, keeping every single team member alive and getting very close to Verygames.
Yeah, I really want to see the French side just go for it now. I want to see them stop with the slow play. I want to see them try and go for either A or B and do it quickly. Freiburg, if you can kill him once or twice, why not do it a third time and do it with every member of your team alive? And look at this. They are going a little bit towards the A bomb side. Is it going to be as quickly as I want? That's the question. It's Forest and Exist defending here, and looks like there is going to be some speed involved this time. They're trying to boost up, but they might be caught mid-push here. Oh no, a little bit too slow. Actually, the push is out. Forest Exist, they get a kill each. A great start for NIP, and Get Right comes in. It's Scream with a double triple. Oh my god, all headshots. It's going to be Shoxy in a 1-on-2. Can he do it? He gets the one. It's down to a 1-on-1 with Freiburg. And there's more than a minute left. They're gunning it out at a long range, and Shoxy has the bomb. An incredible turn of events, and Verygames, they could push us to a third map on the back of this one round. And there's the dual screen. Freiburg is smoked out of the bomb side. He's going to have to flash and run through. The bomb goes down. Shoxy is still alive, and now he's waiting. He has the upper hand here. The momentum boost. He's peeking out. Freiburg is there, not getting the kill yet. Half HP for both players, and he's just waiting for it. Oh my god, and here comes the duking again. Freiburg is a master at this, but Shoxy, he's not half-barred either. He just has to buy time. Freiburg comes around, and Shoxy, there it is. Oh my god, a clutch of his lifetime. 14-10. That is a massive round for Verygames.
They have got to be so pumped up after that one. Scream getting 3, Shox getting 2. Absolutely beautiful CSGO right now. 14-10 is the scoreline. Verygames so close to taking it into that third map here. NIP still a good couple of rounds away, but they are not out of it yet. No one can doubt these boys when they really get into it. And at the moment, we're seeing the usual start. Bit of an exchange through mid. Smith's taken down to 50 HP, but still a little bit tentative now. Verygames know what's on the line here. They're building so close to this.
Unbelievable stuff coming in. 14-10 now. 2 more rounds, as you were saying, and we see a third map. And that is going to be really interesting on Inferno. If it goes to that, then Verygames, they are going to be feeling great. Then they're going to be right back into it. A lot of damage done to Scream, and there's going to be the shot from Fiflaren in the middle. Smith is taken down to half HP as well. NIP are not going to give up easily, but Existence with a return kill on Get Right. And anytime you kill Get Right, you're going to be happy.
Indeed, but look at Forest straight away into there. Taking down one, he's spotted out another. It's already worked out where one of the opposition is. Fiflaren's caught a glimpse of another. Oh, he did finally get the shot towards Shox, but MBK quickly avenging. But they know Freiburg will be here. He's been here time and time again. Can they take him down this round?
Such a good defender, Freiburg, in this bomb side. He takes down the 1 kill. Can he get the second MBK? In a 1-on-3. Freiburg comes out, but it will be Forest to get it at the end. Double for him. 14-11. It isn't done yet. Verygames, they're so close, but they're not out of the woods yet.
Definitely not. We've seen so many teams choke on this point. At that 14-15 marker, the amount of teams who do it, we saw the likes of Verygames getting a little bit of a struggle on their hands against Fnatic earlier on in this very tournament. So I think they're okay now. I did see Existence just taking his time in spawn. Just going to check if everything's okay. I think they're just talking things through right now. Let's actually tune into their raid call to make sure we can just get a bit of a touch here.
Après, attention, ça fait depuis le début là, en fin de round, on a fait que des retours sur le B. On n'a fait aucun retour sur le A fin de round. Ouais. Aucun. Et
Very 1.6S there, wasn't it? The sit-in spawn with pistols and just talk it through.
I think you're absolutely right. You know, there's no such thing as a timeout in Counter-Strike, but they use the fact that they have an eco round to build that timeout, talk things through. I mean, that is a sign of, you know, just having a lot of excess resources in your mind, and, you know, they're not tired yet. They just have the confidence to take a moment, take a timeout, and really talk it through, see how we just need 2 more rounds. As you said, closing out the game, I think that's what they just planned.
Yeah, and you said it before, and we said it time and time again, communication is absolutely key in these games. They've been working on it, and, well, let's see if it comes into effect in the next couple of rounds, because Existence is alive by himself at the moment, but they weren't playing to win this round. It was a round to look towards the later half. 12-14 currently. Verygames still in favor. NIP know what that round was about, so they're going to be expecting something's coming towards them.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Definitely NIP will have guessed that they just took a moment to talk, so is this going to be the Hail Mary play coming in from Verygames? Is this going to be the really crazy strategy that we're looking for? Well, first of all, limited grenades, Galil's in the mix as well. 14-12 here. Verygames, they just need 2 more rounds, and maybe this is going to be one of them.
Yeah, they do look like they're going for a bit of an all-in towards that A side. To be fair, one player present through mid, and that's just about it. So let's see if they're going for it. They are going for a bit of a Hail Mary right now. They are pushing in towards Exist. He's got one down. Exist and found Forest, but it's working out. Scream finding Exist. It's back to a 3v3. Back and forth we go. But Fiflaren finding Shocks is brought into NRP's favor. Where is that bomb? It's going down, but look at Gerright doing what he does best. Get into these positions. Freiburg's been found, but Gerright springs in. It's a 1v1. Fiflaren against Scream, but look at his HP. 7 HP right now.
Oh my god, that's incredible. And a really crazy thing is, I think Scream knows, because look at where he's going. He's actually turning his back to the truck, which is one of the routes where Fiflaren could be coming from, but Scream is such an intelligent player, and this is one of the big differences. Scream, he makes great decisions now, and there's the headshot. Scream wins the round, 15-12. They took the timeout, they planned it out, they executed it. And that's everything you need to do. Brilliant stuff from Verygames. You have to love this. If you're a fan of Counter-Strike, you cannot not smile at this point in the game. Pretty much no matter what team you're in favor of. I mean, this is just such beautiful play from them. And now, potentially the final round, it's map point for Verygames.
Indeed, this is the one to take us into their next map if Verygames to pick it up, but look at this. Forrest is going walkabouts. He's taken down Smiths. Looking for the follow-up. Not going to happen easily. But there's MBK. There's the reply. Back and forth we go. If Verygames want it in this round, they're going to have to fight for it hard. There's no easy route through here.
Shoxy, Scream, Existence, they're not bad players to have left alive, but they're up against 4 very good players on NIP's side right now. They've got the early kill in on Forest, and that's good. Take away the AWP as well, but look at Gerright lurking always. I think he actually shot the feed out from Shoxy, who was trying to boost up into the middle as well. So if he got that kill a second earlier, it would have been a hilarious situation where the tower would have crumbled and their Existence 1-on-4. Not really much for him to do, and Gerright is covering. If you walk through the smoke, it's definitely death.
1 bullet is enough. Wow. The problem is, in my eyes now, a cheesy strat got Verygames to this point. In essence, they went for a bit of an all-in. They played extremely well. They got down to 1v1. But now it comes back to normal. Will NIP pick up where they left off?
I mean, it's looking like it, especially because Verygames are ecoing. So this really will be down to the very last round. And in a grand finals, well, it can't get any better than this, really. NIP, well, they're either forcing an overtime or they're going to end up getting 16-14. And Freiburg is alone again in the bomb side, as we saw on the map. Just one person there. Flaren is in the vents, though, but this is going to be, well, it's going to be tough for Verygames to bring it home in the final round, which is not going to be this one unless NIP make massive mistakes.
We'll have to find out. They're not a team known for making it, especially in high-pressure situations. Normally, they're the ones to be right down the tip-top, and look at Verygames. They're so tentative. Even on a round like this, they're probably still talking things through. I think they are. We could actually tune into them as they're talking. I think we're going to leave them to it this time, just to see what they're getting up to in the game. But I do want to kind of listen to the NIP side as well, because we haven't heard from them this side, and I kind of want to know what's going on in their camp. It's probably quiet at the moment, but let's tune in just to see how they're feeling at the moment, see if we can actually hear anything of the comms.
Jag laddar om. Det är lugnt. En step B. Nära B. Jag har hoppet från väntrum. Jävlar, en A.
Backar mot A, ja.
Han söker ut.
Jag kollar dörr, Rickard.
Häl.
Jag backar mitten.
B.
A, B. Hoppa ut, Rille.
They are so blasé at the moment. Considering Verygames are on 15-14, they're so calm. They're 1 round away now of taking this to overtime.
I mean, there's definitely some sort of a mismatch, right? You're listening to Freiburg and he's saying B, B, B. There are 3 people coming for him, and you see him just like slowly aiming his mouth and getting the 3 kills as they come in. I know they just had pistols, but still, you know, he's not getting too excited. He has the situation on lockdown. 15-14, Pansy is either going to be overtime or it's going to be Verygames to put us on to a 3rd map, and there's even a P90 on Smith. You're right.
This is an insane push right now. Verygames going all in. Well, they looked like they were towards B, but MBT has found Fiflaren, and there's the reply. Gerright comes back in, but the P90 rips Gerright to shreds, bringing the advantage to Verygames.
Yeah, Forrest finds a headshot through the smoke onto Smith. It's back to a 3-on-3, but now 2-on-2. Scream and Existence versus Exist and Freiburg, and now it's Exist in a 1-on-2 Verygame. They may have just done it. We might get to see Inferno after all. There's Exist with the 1 shot. Is it really going to be overtime? It's down to a 1-on-1 between the 2 namesakes, and there is the shot from Existence, a team ace. Everybody on Verygames got a kill. 16-14 victory against NIP. Inferno is coming up next. It's the grand finals, and it's the 3rd map. It cannot get any better than this.
This was what we hoped for. This is what we're getting. NIP looking incredible. Verygames showing their absolute best, and that last map, absolutely amazing. absolutely amazing. Can't say enough, and that looks like a little bit deflated NIP side there. They don't look so relaxed anymore.
No, I think they're not. They know what Inferno is all about. They've tried it before, just recently in the SLTV Star Series, where they actually got, well, I mean, they got 11-4 for the first half, and then at Verygames they managed to bring it back. They only needed 4 rounds against NIP on the terrorist side, and then they got the full comeback on the counter-terrorist side. So that's really scary if you're NIP, and I think this time they're not going to be playing surf maps before the warm-up. They are going to be getting ready. This is incredible. We're going to get accusations that we're scripting this whole event, because we really couldn't have planned it better. If we'd sat down before the event with a piece of paper and said, who do we want to come into the finals and really come back and win this? How do we get the best event possible? Well, this would pretty much be it.
Yeah, there's no other way to put it. To go to a 3-mapper in a situation like this, I'm lost for words. And the defining map being Inferno, what better way to have it? Really. Oh my god. And how did you call Inferno in the end? Did you say Verygames, didn't you?
Yes.
You sticking by that after watching the last two?
I'm sticking by that. Verygames, another team to just you know, give up. They fought their way through. Even with the timeout, you knew this is the kind of homework that we need in this game right now. The kind of, you know, the level of performance and just the confidence to take a timeout and do the right strat, win the map, and then bring it on. And if they could do that on Cash, then I think they're going to be perfectly fine for Inferno. This is, well, I mean, it's going to be a close game either way. And I can't wait. Obviously, they are just, you know, we could see behind us, they've left. They need to get something to drink.
Yeah, for sure. These guys have been battling hard, and you saw the talks they were going, just alone in that game. You can imagine the talk they're going to be having going into a brand new map. It's going to be something to watch. But guys, we're going to take a moment to kind of compose ourselves here and hopefully allow the teams a moment to get themselves prepared for that final map. Let's get you back over to Red Eye, who can give you an update on the game.
Thank you very much. Yes, with Jason, just to wrap up the first 2 maps, really. Crazy first map that we watched. Brilliant end to it, which we went through already with Get Right clutching that last round to win them the first map on Nuke, which, you know, many people are sort of a little bit surprised about, because we've seen how strong Verygames are recently, and I think there was a stat that said there were 10 in a row on Nuke on land. So that's ended. But we knew, and we said before in the preview, NIP is strong on Nuke. We knew that anyway. Then we moved to Cash. And I felt Cash was a bit of a coin flip, because we haven't really seen Verygames that strong on it, but I think they've been practicing that map, and I think they've been practicing it specifically for NIP. And they look very strong.
And what a time to use it other than here. I mean, they want to make sure to catch them off guard the best they can. And the thing is, you mentioned, you know, Get Right clutching that round on Nuke to, you know, secure them that win. And the way Get Right's been playing this whole tournament, you saw him a little bit earlier on versus Copenhagen Wolves on Inferno, clutching that pistol round against them, picking up those 2 huge kills. He's been really trying to elevate his team into the next level. But Cash, I definitely think you're right. They've been preparing this. This is the perfect time to use it. But the real question for me is, with Inferno coming up, have both teams been working on this? Verygames very strong on that, as well as NIP, but it's coming down to this final map here in the grand finals.
Yeah, and then we go back to day 1 with Verygames on Inferno. We watched them play it twice. I know what we put it down to against Copenhagen Wolves. Maybe it was just the fact that they're a very good team, but they didn't play as well as we'd have expected them to in that opening game. So does that give NIP a little bit of a mental edge, do you think, heading into map 3?
Yeah, it's actually it's a really curious point, is that we did see Fnatic taking an overtime against them on Inferno the first time.
Yeah, it was Fnatic, yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, I think everyone was expected to be very one-sided, but they kind of showed that they're not invincible. They can be beaten, and that's what we were saying a little bit earlier on the cast. And right now, I mean, we've seen Verygames beat NIP on Inferno. We've seen a lot of teams be able to catch up to NIP like that, like other teams are doing at Verygames. I think it's going to be very even, but if anything, NIP looking back on that, it might give them a little bit more confidence, but they're still not going to take that lightly.
Do you feel that mentally Verygames have got over that hurdle of, you know, we haven't beaten them on LAN, it's 19 games in a row or whatever it was, and then suddenly now they've beaten them. So they head into this third map without that kind of mental barrier, that brick wall, if you like, in front of them that says, how do we beat these guys? They know how to beat them now, so that's no longer an issue. Does that flip-flop over the other way and make it a mental issue for NIP?
I don't really think it's a mental issue for NIP. I think, if anything, it's themselves that has a mental block in terms of, you know, we've been at the top of the European scene for so long. Other teams are starting to catch up. We're not really losing skill, but they're starting to rise up here, and we need to be worried about this. We need to show everyone out there in Europe that we're still the top team. And on the flip side of that, for Verygames, they're like, we've done it once. People think it was a fluke. We're coming since the second time. You want to be able to beat them here, and it might just be themselves mind gaming themselves, awkwardly enough.
Mind gaming themselves, mind gaming. There's some sort of inceptional mind games going on.
Mindception.
I think we have some statistics, if I'm not wrong, that we can check through. So, Jason, why don't you take us through the stats from the second game, 16-14.
Yeah, there's something I wanted to point out, which we actually did see during the game, was Scream. He had a 90% headshot ratio in that game at some point, and that is just ridiculous for anyone to really do. But, you know, as you can see on the stats, Scream, 25 kills. No one was really near him at that point in the game to even getting close to the amount of kills he had, to the impact he had in that game. But then you look on the other side of that, get right, 23 and 21. The floating he was doing was very strong, which he seems to be able to do on every single map. And just look across the board, in terms of where all the kills really went down, there was a lot of action over at A mostly. And then, of course, in middle, as Panzer and Anders were talking about, that's where, if you can control that area, you can rotate really quickly from both sides, from the CT side or the terrace side, and you can really create a lot of openings for your team.
Yeah, it's very interesting the way that those stats pan out. Stats are one thing, but it's really about the teamwork and the effort that they put in through the maps, as we well know. Do you feel that, we know what NRP's teamwork's like, but do you feel that Verygames have met their expectations of how they've changed their style? Because they've been very adamant to me over this weekend that they aren't as structured as they used to be. They aren't as perhaps organised as they used to be, but in deference to that, they've played more like NIP. But have NIP played more like NAP? I think that's probably the other question, isn't it? Are they both playing very fluently? Because I don't get that feeling from that second map.
I think it's just a per map basis. I mean, if you look at Nuke, NIP were playing their game. They were completely taking control of it. On this one, Verygames had a very strong first half, really taking the advantage into the second side. I think NIP have more experience at playing their own playstyle, obviously, and Verygames are trying to adapt to it just a little bit here, but I still think both teams were very close at hitting that sweet spot. And I think in this map cut up on Inferno, which is where it's really crucial, obviously the last map of the entire Grand Finals, I think one team is going to shine through and show that they can play that style a little bit better.
Okay, well, we're almost ready to get back to the Grand Final. I can see the players just starting to come back to the arena, having had a short break at the end of that second map. What are they going to be talking to each other about in the break? What do you think Verygames are going to be talking about right now? Kevin Existence he's a man that, you know, controls his team. He gives them it gives them a kick up the backside when they need it. He gives them motivation when they need it. He's the middleman, right? What's he going to be saying to them right now?
You know, to be honest, I'm thinking in my head that he's going to say, all right, guys, it's a best of one. It's no longer best of three. If we get those first two maps, come into this one, fresh new mind, relax. We've done it before. I think that's something he's going to drill into his team's head, that we've beaten them before. We just beat them on Cash. We can do it again here. And a second time on Inferno to really shut them out 2 tournaments in a row would really solidify their spot in Europe.
Yeah, you're right. We are about to find out, really, whether Verygames had a fluke or whether this is a change of weather. It's NIP versus Verygames. We're going to have a very quick break, and when we come back, our third and final map of the Grand Final of our last final of 2013. Please, don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Raycall EMS 1 Fall Cup Final. It is the Grand Final, and best of all, it is the third and final map of our Grand Final. Get ready, ladies and gents. This is the big one. Who takes home $12,000, the title of European Champion for 2013? Is it Ninjas in Pyjamas or Verygames? Let's find out in our third and final map. Commentary team, take it away.
Panda's reporting back in for duty. We are ready for this one, and what a beautiful map it's going to be on. This is what we were waiting for. The perfect start, the perfect following of every single moment to be defined on Inferno. The map we've seen so much that's been so deliberated between these two teams, especially in the past, is going to be the one to find out who walks away as the champion. So, I've got to ask your predictions on this then. I know it's hard, I know you hate calling it. You went for Verygames before.
Yeah.
Give me that scoreline.
We're going to put numbers on as well. It's always more fun. So I'm going to go
You've been good at this as well.
Yeah, I've been good at this. Okay. I'm so tempted to go for the overtime just because that's what I want. But I don't see it happening this time. I think it's going to be 16 rounds for Verygames. Yep. And I think it's going to be 13 rounds for NIP.
Okay. That's kind of a middle ground between their previous last two results. Kind of. It was a 16-8 and a 16-14. In favour to VG, that is. And I'm kind of in favour with you, though. I don't agree. I'm going to go for 16-14 just to cover my ass. If it goes to overtime, I claim it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's good.
That's how it works. You can have it below. But you're saying that NIP are going to perform really badly. You might get kicked out of your members club.
Yeah, I've got to be careful. I've got to be careful.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, I'll talk sweet about them during the game. I'll make it up to them that way.
Okay.
The fact is, it comes down to a number of really key rounds. And what it feels like to me is that NIP haven't actually been able to take enough rounds off of Verygames on the counter-terrorist side. So here's what it comes down to from my point of view. If NIP could win the pistol round on the terrorist side and win the 4th round as well, then they could probably win the game. If not, it might be far-fetched.
So these defining moments we will find out in just a second. We are live into the live round here in the final matchup. It will be on Inferno. It's going to be a great one. Now, what sort of knife round do you think we're going to see here? Because you say yourself, Verygames strat these out. Do you think they can be going for this hell for leather now? Because this is the big one.
I mean, I think they're going to try and do exactly what they always try and do. You know, see, they have the lineup here. They're hoping to see if they can, you know, break NIP early on, and it's going pretty well so far. Well, Forest 1-on-2, it's perfectly doable, but it won't happen. And actually, as they got that final stab in, they actually were really excited behind us. We could hear them going, you know,
they are pumped up.
And that is, that's how much energy they've got going into this. They are really, really ready.
You need to have that. They're a team that's so clinical, so to the absolute point, that you need that passion in there with it. Otherwise, you lose the focus, and these guys certainly are not. NIP keeping very calm right now. They will be starting on the T side, I will believe, and Verygames onto that CT side. No big surprises there, but I can't fathom that we've got to this point, and it's been such a brilliant ride that one of these teams will be going home as that second place person. It's never what you want to be, and Verygames have kind of been known for it at the Raid Call events, excluding the last one.
But I mean, this has been pretty much a record-setting event, I think, in every situation. And I feel like if you don't have any friends, you know, if you have friends, that's what I'm trying to say. If you have friends that haven't already tuned into the stream, now's a pretty good time to invite them. I think we came very close to the 30,000 mark for viewership, and it'd be nice to just break that. Why not set a record here today with a match like this in a 3rd map? It almost has to be if it's now, right? And well, they're getting ready, they're setting up. I think this pistol round is going to be one that's really going to go down in history. It is so important for NIP to win this. I think they are... It's weird to say this, but I think NIP are the underdogs right now.
You never expect to say that, do you? It's never something you imagine would roll off your tongue, but it happened. And the thing you were mentioning there about people tuning in, I've had people who don't really follow CSGO loving this matchup. In Rio, a couple of the guys that really used to be big into the FPS scene who backed away from it just can't help but love the way this game is going.
And actually, maybe we should do this because we might not get a chance to do it again.
True.
Maybe we should give a really quick thanks to everyone who's been producing this event as well, because they've been running things absolutely clinically. Now, Pansy, you're a little bit more used to this than I am, but I've really been impressed. There are a ton of people involved in this, and I think the community feedback that ESL have been getting so far has been absolutely off the rails, and there's a good reason why that is. But now they're readying up. We are getting ready. Ladies and gentlemen, Verygames versus NIP, the final map in a best-of-3. This is the Raid Call EMS 1 finals, and it's the grand final.
This is the defining moment between these two. It will be NIP starting on the T side. They picked up the first one, but Verygames showed them what they were made of in that second map, and they'll be on that CT-favored side. So, what start are we seeing from these guys here?
Actually, a very slow start from both sides. A little bit of a push-up from Scream, but he gets kind of knocked back. He's persistent, though. He wants to stick in there, and that persistence could actually almost have cost him his life there. Freiburg doing a lot of damage up on Banana, actually shooting a chicken for good measure as well. And, well, Verygames making a great rotation, but unfortunately, right now, it's for the wrong bomb site. The bomb is all the way over there, but Existence actually picks up a kill on Forest, gets a second one on Freiburg, and this is huge because Shoxy is still here, and this is such great play from Verygames. They see this coming. They see it miles away.
They're already rotating Smiths, MBK, even Existence laying away just in case. They know what's happening right now. Exist edging ever closer. Shox won't be able to even let the trigger go. It's Exist to open it up here, and Verygames need to make sure they are on point right now because the NIP side are not going down without a fight. Getroid comes round, gets one, Exist gets another. Getroid follows up with a third. It's down to 2v1, and Scream is left in a dire situation, down with 4 HP. Bomb is planted. He's got no easy route back into this, and Getroid knocks him down.
No way.
And NIP hold back on.
No way to do that. Again, it's Getroid who's saving NIP. That is completely ridiculous.
He's a beast.
It really shouldn't happen. I mean, they lose 2 people early on. Verygames make the right call. They leave Shoxy in the bomb site. Great play. They make a quick rotation back to the A bomb site, which is the correct prediction, and they still somehow manage to do it. I really don't understand it. NIP bringing out a whole new level, and that is, that's the round to do it. Again, the pistol round, that's the first part of the prophecy fulfilled. Now they need the 4th round, and, well, actually they need to survive this eco round coming out from Verygames, which involves head and body armor and P250s.
Such a progressive side over on Verygames, and it just causes so much adaption coming out. Let's see what they're going to be running with here, actually. These guys making the way forward. Get right, does get a little bit of fire through, but no connections yet.
Submachine guns as well, and I really am not in favor of this. If I was against Verygames, I would not be picking up a UMP and an MP7 at all. I really try and go for the heavy guns, the AKs and Galils, try and see if they could shut them down early on, because they must know that they have body armor and head armor. They've picked the right bomb site though, Pansy, and it's a good start.
Yeah, that is the perfect start, because every other member of the Verygames side was at B. They've got a clear, easy route here to set up with a full team to lock this one down. There's no way back in here for Verygames. And, well, they're going to try it somehow. Might be going up through mid, but at the moment they're just sitting this one out. They're not even getting involved right now.
No, and they don't have anything to lose. It's not like on the terrorist side where if you run down the clock and sort of default the round, you get no bonus. They're going to get it. And Scream, well, he's in a position in apartments. If they try and push out this way, maybe he could get a kill and pick up a Galil, which would actually be a pretty huge deal, because he would still have body armor and head armor. And maybe they're just saving it for the next round, which actually makes a good idea. They have an investment here to protect, so it actually makes a lot of sense for them to do this.
It does indeed. Smart play coming out for these guys, looking towards what's coming up in the next couple of rounds. But NIP getting a great couple of rounds on the board for themselves. Just happily done it. Not losing a player in that one. And now going into this 3rd round, they know what they're up against. They're playing it so well. It's that cool, calm, and collected nature that's really shining for NIP at the moment.
It definitely is. 3rd round coming up, but Verygames, interestingly, saving all that body armor, so this round still NIP have to be careful. They can't just relax. I don't think actually they're going to relax at any point during this game, because they know what Verygames are all about. Any opening, any window into the game, the French team are going to be ready. They're not just going to crawl through, they're going to break open the whole side of the building and just rip you out.
Well, look at MBK right now, just straight up challenging down by Get Right, not giving a care in the world, just going to be going right into his face, backing off, only receiving minimal amounts of damage as well. So that information that he gathered then's probably worth that 7 HP that he got taken down by. But Get Right still finding Shocks, looking like he's not happy with one. He's going to go for the follow-up, gets denied by MBK. But now Fiflaren trying his luck. Forrest has found MBK, however, and now we are left with only 3 people alive for the Verygames boys, who are getting taken down one by one.
Yeah, this time they are going to go for it. Scream and Existence trying to do something. They're 2-on-4 right now. Maybe just some extra kills in route for them. Not going to be able to win this round. And actually, they're going to save it once again next time. I mean, it's an investment. They're keeping it. Why not? If they know that they can't win this round, then they might as well walk out of here with at least the body armor intact. And then for the next round, they won't have to buy that. They can buy the rifles, and that's going to be game on then. So 3 rounds in favor of NIP early on here. I really do think if they could take the 4th one as well, it'll make a major difference for the game.
Yeah, and I think we can kind of give this a lot of credit towards Get Right as well. 5-1 currently. He's really stepped up his game at the moment, just playing so on point.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm really, really curious to see how it's going to work out. Just waiting, the bomb goes off. It is a 4-on-2 situation, and well, nothing much happens. I actually was just looking at the minimap, wondering if anybody was going to be found, but it didn't really look like it. So, full buy-up coming up from Verygames, and here, now is where it gets really serious. If NIP could win this round, I think they might have a chance. If Verygames take it, then I'm not sure NIP are going to get very many more rounds.
So, defining moment for both teams. They've got to have to get this one on lock, whichever they want to look at it. Exist is the first in up Banana. Going to be trying to challenge out 3 players, actually, of NIP. Verygames, who are just kind of sitting back now. They let those first grenades fly. They got some good damage. Freiburg's fairly weak. He's down to 11 HP. He's got to get out of there. Leave Exist to pick on the mantle, but Scream drops the shot. Exist is down. Advantage VG.
Great start here. Not really taking much damage either. And NIP trying to take control of Banana and even maybe trying to get a pick into that B bomb side. It just doesn't work out that way. And now Freiburg is actually very low on health, down to 11 HP. So he's going to have to fall back a little bit too. Now they need to pick off NIP. Earlier on, they could just kind of roam about, get some information. Now they need to kill somebody before they even think about going into a bomb site. And Forrest is the man for the job. With the AWP up close to Archway, he has to be careful. MBK is coming around the corner. He's so close. The chicken almost actually giving MBK away there. There actually will reveal Forrest, and he's going to go down to Smith. That's going to be a double kill early on in favor of Verygames, and that's an expensive rifle lost as well. French, they're off to a great start so far.
Yeah, 3 players now remain for that T side with only 29 seconds left on the board. They don't have a lot of time to work with, but Viflaren's working with some incredible aim that takes out MBK, unlocking a little bit of an entrance towards that A side. If they do want to focus it, they're going to have to. There's only 20 seconds left. Smith has found Viflaren. Get right onto Scream. It's gone down to a 3v2, but look at the clock. It's running against them, and Smith will claim the key kill there and take finally around the board for Verygames.
Yeah, NIP trying to split them up. I think actually at the end they were hoping that Verygames would rotate too far, and maybe in the bomb site they could have maybe put down the bomb, but that's a lot of maybes. Eric Systems and Verygames, they don't make those kind of mistakes at this level at all. And Verygames, that 4th round goes in favor of the French team, so I'm really worried.
You're back to your kind of questioning predictions. It's hard to call this one. Verygames now looking a little bit more confident. Nades now coming through, but MPK loves running with that Mag 7 there, and he's been put to good use. We saw him picking up a good double before. It's not like he can't use it. But Freiburg does catch a glimpse down. Look at this. This is what we're talking about. MBK does get one. He's going to get the second as well. This is absolutely key. We saw Forrest being the beast within apartments, but right now it's MBK picking up 2 key shots there, and now gets himself an AK. He's back in the game looking for his 3rd. He's got it. That's a hat-trick already. Taking down NIP 1 by 1, but Exist and Freiburg still alive.
I mean, annihilation for MBK, unbelievable stuff. It's going to be Scream shooting through the smoke, finds both of them, and they're headshots because it's Scream. Even though there's smoke, he can't actually see them, still going to hit headshots. And MBK with the sneak up behind, that's really magical. That's a magical moment. You really rarely see that, especially with a shotgun execution style. That has to be one of the coolest plays I think we've seen so far in the grand finals here. Picks up an 8 kill and gets the 3rd kill just for good measure.
And I love the way they utilize all this different weaponry. We saw the P90 going into play before. We're seeing it again now. It's just, they've got such versatility to put into any situation. They can really run with it as well. It's not like it's a kind of questionable choice. When they pick it up, it's actually done some good use. But right now, it looks like NIP are going for a big push here towards the A side. Pretty much an all-in. 2 split through the apartments. 3 down towards quad. We're seeing MBK find 1, but Gerard shuts him down. Smith's on the side, denies Gerard access, but Freiburg drops him back to a 3v2, but Verygames still with the advantage.
Great play from Freiburg. Viflaren still has to pick up a kill in this round. It's 2-on-3 right now, and Shoxy's in a really strong position in the pit here. The bomb is not in the bomb site yet. Freiburg drops it. Viflaren to be taken down. Scream. More headshots coming in. One of them even through the railing then. It's going to equalize the score 3-3, and now Verygames, they're in the driver's seat. I mean, this is what we're talking about. NIP, the rest of this half is going to be a struggle for them to find even a single round more.
Yeah, and I want to tune into the Verygames side right now because I can hear them behind me, so I can imagine they're pretty pumped up. They're against an eco round, so let's listen to how they're feeling at the moment, see what the comms are like.
T'inquiète, c'est les connards.
Go double back,
Non, cours, double back, mec. Go leur dessus, va, escater, défonce les pètes leur.
On n'a pas d'info votre cul, attention le mec qui revient.
T'inquiète, c'est bon, je suis
J'ai la vodka. J'ai la vodka. Viens.
Voilà, BG mec.
Allez, la Belgique en puissance. Dans le T. Et nous, t'as dit. Vous êtes reculés? Ouais.
They sound so pumped up right there. Every single bit counted, even like pushing down with the P90, they were like, look, it was brilliant to hear.
Especially if you compare the voice comms to earlier in the tournament when they sound really relaxed and almost maybe a little bit bored. They're really on fire, and even though it was against an eco round, they can feel the adrenaline now. Shoxy coming down into the middle. Another buy round coming out from NIP. It's 4-3, so Verygames have the lead for the first time on this map, and it is the final map. The map score is 1-1. So on Nuke it was NIP, on Cash it was Verygames, and now it's Inferno. And this is going to be a tough call for the Swedish team.
Yeah, monumental history between these two on this very map. Let's see what Gatrick can do there. He was getting that nade through, doesn't get the connection he wanted. The entirety of Verygames sitting very pretty, but Freiburg takes the scalp off of Scream, opens up a chance towards that B side, and it looks like NIP are going to go for it, but Existence stands tall, takes down 2, looking for his hat-trick, has to back away, play it carefully, challenging again. He's calling for backup, desperately trying to get help, but he doesn't need it. He's found Exist. He's got 3 in the bag. Viflaren finally takes him down, but MBK's on the side, and just get right alive. He's got a mountain to climb.
What a play from Existence. That moment when Freiburg got that entry kill. I think NIP and everybody, I at least thought that was going to be the B bomb site lost. Existence, it looked like he was caught a little bit out of position. He managed to spray down 2 people through the smoke, pulled out his P250, and got that final kill in. Strong defense from the French in-game leader. 5-3 now. They got the round. They managed to survive and come out of it. And now NIP still with just the 3 that they got early on from the pistol round. And imagine if they hadn't got that pistol round.
The difference these minor moments make is unbelievable. Scream picking up the first kill there, giving Verygames the advantage here into this round, but Gerright's not done. Shox doing work, gets plucked out by Forest. That's a great bit of counterplay coming from NIP. They've got a bit of a chance here.
Yeah, MBK caught out in the open. He gets the headshot. He gets the second one. MBK defending the bomb site. He could have just won this round. He's going to go down finally, but he did pick up a triple kill. He wins the round for Verygames. The most unlikely position for him to be in. If he had got into the pit, you could have understood how he could have defended that bomb site, but he got caught trying to get there. He flashed up into the apartments, buying time, took the first 2 headshots. What a round. That was... I mean, that was NBK. That's why he has the reputation that he has currently. 6-3. Not going to be another round for NIP so far.
If he is not MVP of this whole tournament, it'll be a travesty because he's been so on point right now, not just in this game, but throughout the entirety of this whole event. But right now, let's focus on the match here because we are seeing a bit of a mix bike. We've got a couple of Galils in the mix for NIP. Not the ideal setup, but still incredible players with them.
There are going to be some people who will receive this demo in the Overwatch, and they're going to review it, and they're going to look at MBK and go, that can't be right. There's no way. Now, Smith is waiting here. Will get taken down by GetRight, and a good early kill. Is he going to peek the corner? Shoxy's waiting for him, but GetRight just wants to flash out. Looks like they actually might try and distract at B. I think they've got Freiburg over there. So maybe a little bit of a mischievous play coming out here from NIP. Forest picking up a kill. MBK running trend and actually GetRight caught jumping. He was trying to look down into the pit. So perfect timing for Shoxy to do that. He's going to pick up a second kill. Pulls out the pistol. Tries to go for the third. And there it is. Shoxy. All 3 of them going down. Impeccable timing at the end.
Let's take a little bit of stock here because Verygames, yes, they're 7-3 up right now, but they're on the CT side. Favorable to some, to most. But would NIP really want this scoreline against them, especially now in this situation? It should be 8-3. No one wants to be here right now, and NIP have a long road back on the other half.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the problem for NIP is as well, if they only come up with 3 rounds in total on the terrorist side here, so much comes down to the pistol round, and if they lose that, well, then they lose the grand finals. Smiths with a great opening shot here on GetRight. It's another eco round from NIP. I have to appreciate the level of, sort of intuition coming into it from Shoxy. Peeking GetRight just as GetRight was jumping, because GetRight wasn't just jumping because he's, you know, playing around. He was jumping to look down into the pit, hoping to catch somebody there, and that's exactly when Shoxy peeked. That was a big turn of event in that round.
Yeah, well worth a watch back, so make sure you check these demos out because unbelievable stuff happening right now. 3 players do remain for the NIP boys. Try to do anything they can, find a way in, find a kill, find a weapon. But there's no easy picks here. No easy route possible. 46 seconds left. Verygames still playing carefully, as you can see why, because Smith did just get dinked down to 4 HP by Forest. Did land the shot in the end, but still, dangerous players to come against, but Existence, hot on the case of the Flaren, the last man standing, dealt with by Scream. So the scoreline, again, built away from NIP here, and I'm surprised at the lack of resistance so far.
Yeah, it is. I mean, this is just what Verygames do. They make it look even a little bit easy. And it's not because NIP are not on form today. It's not because they're having a bad day or a bad round or anything like that. It's just because Verygames are so good at playing the counter-terrorist side of Inferno. They have the AWP on Smith. They're going down the middle, aggressive play, so they're switching it up before NIP even adjust. Here, the switch from Verygames. They're pushing aggressively. Shoxy's holding long, and it's going to be MBK to take the first kill. 1 more for Nathan, and he's going to actually Scream picking it up with a quick double. 1 with a grenade that leaves Flaren alone in a 1-on-3, and he's stuck all the way back on this stairwell, coming up towards the middle. Oh, wow. And I think I even managed to call it long in the confusion. I meant banana at the end, but 1-on-3 here for Flaren. I mean, this is so brutal, isn't it? Because just when you think maybe NIP, you know, they're trying to collect themselves, thinking, how have we got, you know, can we get somewhere where that's close? You know, maybe we can set up a strategy somewhere, and then Verygames are on them before they even set up.
Yeah. And look how quickly they've fallen back as well. They are not outstaying their welcome. They're not taking risks. Even after that push, that is so risky. As soon as they get the advantage, let's fall back. Let's lock down the site. Let's play it smart. We're not giving away weapons. We're not giving away chances. If he wants this round, he's going to have to go for every single point possible. Shock's full HP. He's allowed to just sit here, keep this side by himself, and see if he can lock it down.
Yeah, 30 seconds for Flaren. I mean, it'd be amazing if you could get this kill on Shoxy and put down the bomb. That would be a monumental round from Flaren if he could manage to actually do that. 20 seconds on the clock, and for him to check the corner for Shoxy here, once he gets into the bomb site, I feel he's really unlikely. But we'll see. One-on-one, and Shoxy's in there. He is going to get it. He did try and did actually bring Shoxy very low on health, but it just, I mean, that's a really tough position to be in. He has so many angles to check.
Yeah, indeed. Now let's check back in with that scoreboard, because MBK sitting on 13-7 at the moment. Scream 13-4. Get Right 11-10, and Exist 4-9. Anyone bar Get Right has been very quiet this game so far for the NIP boys. And well, Verygames are anything but quiet. They are so loud right now. They're going for a massive stack on that B site. They got 3 players present. They looked aggressive, but they're backing off now. Shox just doing what he does best. NIP taking their time, but they are in the apartments, leaving just Freiburg down towards Banana. He's just spamming away, trying to challenge out, not getting the connection he wants, but he's just being the distraction as per usual.
I mean, Freiburg is always playing this banana position, and it is because he's so good at it. And actually, it's been a long time when he hasn't been that good at it, but it feels like he's really brought it back in this tournament. He's just been on point with these pickoffs, and that's his role on this map, and it's because he's probably the best player in the world at doing just that. So why really try and pick him off? But there it is. Smiths with the kill, and they're pushing through Archway with the bomb as well. That's a pincher maneuver, but are they going to keep going? They're wrapping back around. This is a double fake coming out, and then BK gets caught rotating. That's a huge play from NIP. Shoxy alone in a 1-on-5 situation. They're all coming for him. He gets only the 1 kill, and Scream in existence left. 2-on-4. This 1 round from NIP is massive, and they're going to be saving the rifles. Pansy, that was brilliant. They pushed through the archway pretending to go to B. They wrapped around back through library, and then that forced the rotation. A simple mistake from Verygames. They started the rotation, and that lost them the round.
That second moment of them just walking too far to believe that NIP were going towards that B bomb site, after all that initial work from Freiburg in the back of their minds, him spamming out the idea that that's a good pincer movement, let's get over there. As soon as those alarm bells began ringing, they lost their head, they lost their cool, they fell into the trap that NIP clearly set out for them. But as I say it, you know, hindsight's a great thing, but Verygames, it's very easy to fall for things like that when it's so well executed.
I really want to know, if we get an interview with NIP at any point after this game, I really want to know if they had that planned out before they went in, or if that was Exist making a call on the fly to say, wait a minute, boys, let's go the other way, because that is a really crazy strategy to pull on. That's not every day. 4-9 now. That could be the 1 round that NIP need here on the terrorist side, and it's gonna be really close now.
Yeah, it is indeed. NIP building back up, and they're so good at this. They keep doing it time and time again to me. I start believing the Verygames have, you know, something left, something more to bring. But then NIP just kick it up that one little gear, that one bit of genius that they can bring out, and they might be doing that right now. So taking their time once again, I can imagine. It's Freiburg down by Banana, as we know and love. The rest of the side taking their time around mid. Not the same setup, not the same beginning, but it could evolve to that. We are seeing that 3-player setup towards that A site as well from Verygames, but I think they're kind of working out what's going on. Flaren is edging towards them. Shox and Smiths laying in wait. They've caught a glimpse. He misses the shot. That's the opening they need. But Shox lays. He's there. He's not going to take the shot. Oh, he missed it. He's allowed Exist around. This could be the chance for NIP. You're not going to miss those shots. Exist will punish you for that one. And NIP have their foot in the door with just NBK standing in their way now before getting that bomb down, but he's doing wonders with it. Get right down. MBK fighting for us as well, but Freiburg comes in when it matters. Bring it back to a 2v2, make it a 2v1. Exist left with a world of work to do. Scream to find, existence to find, and he's not going down without a fight here.
They're wrapping around.
They are. They're going all the way around here. They're going to pull his attention in every way possible. Can he pull it off, though?
Waiting for it, and he's not gonna. Existence takes the kill at the end. A little bit anticlimactic almost. Yeah. But what a round from Verygames. That was looking like that they should have probably lost that round. When Smith missed that
shots.
yeah. Shoxy in the corner, Smith's missing the AWP shot. They had the crossfire, and the great thing was, even though Smith missed the shot, he took all the attention from NIP.
Exactly.
They had tunnel visioned him there, so they should have probably got killed by Shoxy.
Yeah.
When he died, I thought that was the end of the round. I mean, NIP, they're going to be really pissed when they look back at this one round.
I would be too if it's the one that gives away the game. These rounds, they do add up those silly mistakes, but we are seeing an aggressive three-man stack down Banana again. MBK joining over Scream and one of the other members of Verygames to try and apply some early pressure towards NIP. It seems to be working. It's at least split Freiburg back with Exist there towards spawn. The other three members towards mid who joined Flaren, but still, Existence pushing down.
They're playing fireman over here, you know, one guy setting a fire that's Existence, a bit of a pyro, and NIP coming in extinguishing it, so a little bit back and forth, but it is going to be for the middle. They're going to go at least for the distraction right now, because the bomb is not quite here. Can they get a pick off? It is the final round of the first half coming in, and Get Right charging through. Forrest shooting through the smoke as well, but nobody connecting any bullets yet. There's Smiths, picks off Get Right, and a great kill early on, and that actually puts a stop to the distractions in the middle.
But look at that bomb. It's come over towards B. It's the first time we're seeing there. Just Forrest is left as a bait, but there's the double fake again. They're coming back round. Maybe expecting a rotate. Maybe it's happening. Smith is actually left towards Library. He's going all the way back. This is another brilliant play from NIP. They have a good chance today. They have the player possession, and Verygames are falling into it. NIP have pulled them in the wrong direction again. Stunning, stunning stuff. MBK and Shox tucked in here. Let's see what they can do, as they are pretty much all alone right now. Shox finally realizing fighting Freiburg, but Forrest is there on quickly to take down MBK. Shox still tucked in towards the big pit. He's not got a chance. Forrest has got him down. And now in a 3v3 afterplant, NIP have done the job once again.
Incredible performance, and they have enough time to get into some great afterplant positions. 3-on-3 situation. You have to love the level of detail in NIP's play. If they cannot outgun them, then they can at least out-strategize them, which is not something you do every day to Verygames. Forrest has a triple kill, but he's 1-on-2 with only 10 HP. He has to get this round, and he's just waiting. They are going to come for him from either angle. He gets one. Can he get the next one? It's a 1-on-1 against Scream. He's got the quad kill, but Scream is trying to defuse. It's ticking away. Scream stops. Oh my god, Forrest! It's the quad kill. It's the ace, in fact. There it is. A massive round for NIP. That is going to go down in history, and that is going to be in not just a few movies. What a round from Forrest, Mr. Patrick Lindbergh. My god, there it is.
Oh my word. The perfect tactical play, the perfect setup, pulling the most tactical players in the wrong direction and then switching it around. Clearly chats are being had on both sides, as that was the incredible end of the first half and the last map here of the grand finals. And there's no better way to put it, but Verygames, they have the advantage 10-5, but how long is that going to last if Forrest is on that form?
That is, I mean, NIP have got 2 rounds in this half that Verygames really could have had. And that could be the whole difference right now. They didn't win the 4th round, but they won those 2. The pistol round is going to be pivotal. 10-5, and here comes the second half straight away. Freiburg and Get Right defending over here. The push is coming in. It's very aggressive from Verygames. They come through. Freiburg is blinded. He's not getting a kill yet. Get Right has gone down. Freiburg waiting for them, but it's only death that's coming. 3 people left and 5 on the Verygames side, and it's going to be another headshot for Shoxy. Verygames starting off very aggressively here.
Yeah, they're not holding back at all. They took that last round as a red rag to the bull, and Scream doing what he does best, taking heads, picking up Forrest, Shox to slam for Flaren to the floor. And, well, Verygames only losing 1 member in that first round of the second half here, and that's the ideal start. They're not far away from this now.
I mean, this is so good. This is why Counter-Strike is and should be an even bigger esport than it is right now. This level, the adrenaline, I bet everybody at home can feel the tension too. And when we see the shots of the players and all that stuff too, we know the situation that they're in. Verygames, they have the rifles now. NIP, they've actually gone for what Verygames usually do with the body armor buy-in. Let's see what they can do.
It's a brave all-in coming from Verygames. I wouldn't like to be challenged like some Forrest, who's doing work right now. He's picked up 2, he's picked up 3. Is Forrest going to do it it again right here. Shox takes down Get Right, but Forrest still stands. He's still doing damage. Freiburg's done it as well. This is unbelievable stuff. They're turning it on its head. Shox, the last man standing in at 1-3-3, digging Verygames out of deep, deep trouble right now. He's taken down Exist, but he's got Forrest to worry about. He's got Freiburg to worry about, and they have pinned him right in here.
Yes, they have 55 seconds on the clock. And Shoxy, well, Verygames as a whole, they made a massive mistake. They actually bought submachine guns against NIP, which is something they haven't done before. They fell for their own trick. This is the ultimate irony coming out right now. It's a 1-on-2, and Shoxy has the bomb. He's going to put it down, and they're close by. He is going to, I mean, if he clutches this and makes it a quad kill, it's going to be unbelievable. They're coming around the corner. Shoxy hiding in here, and he must be scared right now. Forrest is coming. He's already got the triple kill. Can he land the final headshot? It's not going to be just yet. They get down one. It's a 1-on-1. Forrest has to reload, and it's going to be Shoxy coming around the corner. He's just trying to get it over the box. Nobody hitting it, and Shoxy gets the quad kill. What an amazing round for him. That's so important. I mean, they should have never been that close, but that is really critical.
Oh my god. This game is going back and forth in moments you'd never expect. But right now, the real fact of the matter is Verygames are on 12 rounds and NIP only have 5. They only have pistols as well, so it should be 13-5 by the end of this. And that is a worrying sight for any NIP fan. We know that Verygames are more than capable here. But is there anything left in NIP to bring this one forward?
I mean, I would never be able to do this, but I think NIP are going to try and just simply think about one round at a time. I know we said this all throughout the tournament, but it is something a lot of professional players end up, you know, sort of falling back on.
It's the only mentality that can work in a situation like this.
Yes, because if you think about it, the Verygames, they're probably going to win this round. NIP don't have body armor or anything this time. No deagles involved either. So we have a little bit of time to talk as well, actually. It's probably going to be 13-5. So if NIP keep in the back of their minds all the time, well, it's, you know, they only need 3 more rounds and then they're crowned champions. That's not going to help. Instead, all you need to think about is, well, you're on the more favored side. You can do this. You've done it before. And now, one round at a time. Don't think about the past, don't think about the future. Just go for it. And, well, maybe they can, maybe they can't.
Yeah, right now, that bomb is going down. Going the way we'd rather expect. Exist and Fiflaren, the last 2 standing. I want to hear back in with that French side, see how they're feeling right now. Let's tune back into the final moments of this round. I think the feeling's pretty ecstatic over on that side right there.
It's like they've changed from being slightly bored to being really energetic, and now they're almost aggressive. They are really out for blood at the moment. 13-5. Now NIP are buying once again, and this is do or die. This round actually makes the finals. If NIP lose this one, they will not be able to buy for the upcoming round. Then Verygames are just inches, well, millimeters away from winning.
Yeah, indeed, they are so close to this right now. It's only a matter of moments, and these small choices that can affect such big effects within the absolute end of this game, and I just can't wait to see how this one unfolds. The damage has actually really gone towards Verygames early on. That spam has been paying off.
It has indeed. Scream and MBK kind of low on health at the moment, and Shoxy's going to be making his way up into apartments. Another smoke comes out. Shoxy with a stunning 71% headshot ratio, and he's carefully checking the apartments, but he's not going to find anybody there. NIP, they're playing defensively, even at the B-bomb site where they have a good double stack waiting for them. If Verygames come through here, it's not going to be easy to break it.
Yeah, you've got the Master Freiburg laying away with Get Right. The flashes and smokes have been put down. MBK's dropped Freiburg, but Get Right still stands. He's doing damage. He's taken down 2, but Scream dealt with him in one swift move. Fiflaren finding Shox just behind him. 3v2 now. Scream and Existence facing off against the majority of the opposition. Bomb is down, though, and they can set this one up.
Taking down Shox in the middle makes a huge difference, but look at the play from Existence. He's coming through. He will be dropped by Forrest. That's such an important kill. And Screaming a 1-on-3. I mean, NIP, they're fighting for the tournament lives right here. They do not want to get knocked out, and they cannot lose this round. But they're up against Scream, and he only gets the 1 headshot in. They drop him quickly before he really gets up and running, and that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I would not want to let that man run rampage any further. Let's check back in with that scoreboard while we wait for that defuse to come in. At the moment, MBK still at the top, 20-12. Scream, 18-8. Shocks 15-8. Below that, Existence and Smith around the 13s and 11s. On the other side is right now Get Right and Forest, your classics of NIP, sitting at the top with only 14 and 13 kills, but still doing what they can. But Fiflaren, Freiburg and Exist actually quite quiet at the moment.
Well, it's weird, isn't it? Because it was actually Fiflaren and Freiburg who kind of carried NIP into this grand finals, and now it seems like the old champions have really risen from the grave, and they're pulling their full weight here. It's going to be a quick kill. MBK with a double in return. That's what it is. Get Right. They had 3 people over on Banana. That's a great play from NIP, but I think they expected more than a 2-for-1 trade. Scream, though, is low on health, but NIP, once again, in a tough position.
They are not getting an easy way through this one. Existence, Smiths, Scream, Shocks, all applying the pressure right now. Fiflaren is trying to dig in deep, do what he can to lock down any chance that anyone will get towards A. Allowing Forest a bit of freedom to help Get Right by that B site, but Verygames still using the time they have available. 1 minute left on that board. They don't need to commit anywhere just yet. Go drop that smoke to keep the attention of Forest there possibly while they are moving that bomb around. But it's not moving too far. They're still yet to really go for this. Shocks is roaming just in case he can spot any player pushed out of position. But I don't know if they're going to find Fiflaren in time because he's really just holding that push.
Yeah, I think this is really intelligent. I actually think Forest, he actually peeked out behind the smoke, because you're right, they were trying to keep them in that site with the smoke, but Forest has checked they are not there. They're going to put 2 people A, and that's really important. Early kill there. Get Right's going to get the next one. He goes down, though. It's a 2-on-2 situation, and that's a great call from Forest here. Fiflaren waiting, he's going to get dropped. Forest now has to pull the full load. In a 1-on-2, coming in from the B-bomb site. It isn't planted yet. He can do this. He's done this all tournament, but now it's really important.
Yeah, time for once again Forest to turn up. He's got the first, looking for the second. Bomb is down. He knows where he is. Not gonna get it. Scream slams him to the floor and gets Verygames so close to walking away as champions here.
With a 90% headshot ratio, you're playing a really, really bad game of roulette up against Scream, because 9 times out of 10, you die. I just wouldn't pull that trigger, but it isn't a roulette game. He has an AK instead. It has a lot more than just 10 bullets in it, and he's hitting them all the time. 14-6 now. Verygames 2 rounds away from crowning themselves champions for the 2nd time in a row for the Raid Core EMS 1 comp. It's very, very likely NIP only have 1 rifle. This is so tough.
This is NIP with their backs to the wall, with everything just stacking against them. They have to fight their way out if they want this. And by this way, no one can ever doubt their worth by getting to this point in this fashion. Verygames are challenging them on every single step, but Scream just plucking the head off of Fiflaren's shoulders and giving the early advantage to Verygames. This gives them that 1 step closer to getting onto that match point marker.
I mean, it is really, really impressive. It's talent, it's craftsmanship, but there's some art to what Verygames are up to right now. Freiburg, the lone person defending here. They still got Shoxy faking it out, and he only has a 5-7 waiting for them. They could take this bomb site unless Freiburg goes completely Titanic here. He's gonna actually get the first kill and has this bomb right now. Can he pick up a rifle? No, not before he dies. So it's up to Exist and Forest, 2-on-4, and are they gonna go for it? Well, Exist is actually in some trouble all on his own here, and he's trying to find Shoxy, but Shoxy's playing hide and seek.
Yeah, indeed, and no matter what the situation, you can hear the French pilots getting rather rowdy, but right now Forest and Exist aren't giving up just yet. The bomb is down, but look who's behind Exist right now. Doesn't matter, because Exist is already there waiting to receive him. Forest left in that 1v2. Player in front, player just down Banana. Not gonna get it. Existence denies, and Verygames are 1 round away from getting themselves as the champions twice in a row.
There it is. So now NIP are fighting for overtime, and Verygames, a huge burden has been lifted off their shoulder. And there is only one mistake I think that they could make right now, and that is to let that sort of relieved pressure actually sort of, let them drop their guard and let NIP punch them in the face. They have not that much to punch with, though. You're right. Just a few pistols, a shotgun, and that's it. NIP broke for the final round, potentially. Oh, wow, what a story this been for Verygames throughout this tournament.
What a game so far, and what a moment for it to come down to. If NIP won this one, they are going to have to fight for everything that's being thrown against them by the Verygames side. Smiths, Existence, MBK, moments away from picking up that trophy that waits for them if they do pick up this round. 1 minute and 6 seconds in between it. That's the start they wanted. Screams found Forest. Only 4 more to go, and it's theirs. The trophy awaits for them. But can they get any more? Scream not finding an easy way in. They're not taking this lightly. They want this one, and they want it now. Smith switching up. He knows Freiburg's going to be pushing down there. He's got him tagged. But will he expect the shotgun? No! Freiburg keeps hope alive for an IP by keeping 1 player in tow. MBK comes back on to get right. It's going all the way right now. Exists. Fiflaren and Freiburg stand. Fiflaren does work on the Scream. It's not over yet. IP is standing, but Freiburg, the last man standing here. Verygames, moments away from being reign champions. Can Freiburg do anything? Bomb is down. He's got himself an AK. He's got the armor. He's spotted out Shox' flash. Just catching a glimpse, but he's pushing into the side. He's going to put everything into this moment right here, right now. He's taken down 1. Can he find Shox? 1v1 right now. He needs the hat trick to keep his team in this. Shox steps away. Not going to happen. Shox takes his team into the finals, and he's taken them to the absolute top of this league. That was absolutely incredible stuff from Verygames. They are the winners of the Raid Call EMS 1 2013 Fall Finals, and what a way to get themselves there.
Absolutely amazing. I feel like we need even maybe a new word to explain what Verygames are up to. Can we invent one like super-tastic or something? That was incredible. How did they pull it off? They did so well. They broke all expectations coming into this. I think I said 16-11 for Verygames or something like that, maybe 13 for NIP, and instead they come out with this kind of victory. Unbelievable. Twice in a row now they win the Raid Call EMS 1 Cup. That is got to be a really, really big performance from them. And this, at the dawn of DreamHack Summer, the biggest Counter-Strike tournament there has ever been, that is going to be a really big statement from the French team.
It's a huge one. That's really just laid down the gauntlet right there for NIP to step back up and try and re-challenge these boys who are so pleased with that. I can't believe it. That was the best game of CS I've seen in a long, long time. So congratulations, Verygames. Once again, you played hard. You deserved every single round you got there, and it was truly deserving.
It really was. To call, I mean, I feel like a lot of people are going to come back and look at these demos, cut out videos from them, and I'm looking forward to all of that because it's going to be so good. The number of individual plays we've seen in this tournament, and that's actually something we could be really grateful for. Verygames style, the change that they have to more individual play, it doesn't just win them games, it also brings us some very entertaining matches. Oh wow, that's going to be a really crazy end to the tournament.
We've had a fantastic day throughout. Teams stepping up, teams really getting their game on absolute point. And I think it's a testament to everyone in CSGO right now that they really are getting their game absolutely on form. No matter if you're Verygames, Copenhagen Wolves, even Mousesports did it into their own right. And bloody hell, looking back towards Fnatic, they challenged Verygames on their very first day here. The very first match that they had, they took it to overtime. Could you imagine if one game went differently? Every single team proved their worth. Their finishing positions are something to be truly proud of because every team here was just incredible.
You're right. There is almost a level of chaos theory involved. You know, if you change even a tiny injury somewhere, the whole situation changes. The whole tournament pans out differently, and that's what's lovely. You know, it wasn't that long ago we would have looked at a tournament like this and said, well, it's going to be fairly predictable. We can actually more or less predict every group and everybody who's going to win. Well, not anymore. And for that reason, I think we actually topped out at over 35,000 people tuning in. In terms of Counter-Strike Global Offensive history, that is really something. For an English stream to hit that, gotta be, I mean...
Yeah. So actually, on that note, big thank you to you guys, obviously out there watching this one. It was a really incredible moment. So guys, we're going to pass you over to Red Eye, who's going to be just recapping us and bringing us back into that one with Verygames. So guys, do stay tuned.
Thank you very much, Pansy. With MBK, just to get a few quick words from you. Must be feeling great right now. I mean, I don't even know what to say to you because I know how much this means to you and the guys in Verygames. To come here and win and beat NIP at the top of their game when you guys are at the top of your game. It's what we've been wanting to see for a long time, is both of you on form and playing the game and going through the motions to win this tournament. And I know that also winning it for the second time in a row means a lot to you. Explain, if you can, your feelings and the teammates' feelings right now.
I don't know, it's just excitement. I mean, we've all been playing out of our minds. It's just been an incredible game. We lose on Nuke, NIP played an excellent game on this one, and we just got totally outplayed. Going on to the second map, Cash was, a real roller coaster because we started a pretty good city side, and then NIP are just starting to come back, and we win the last round 1-on-1 Existence against Exist. That was the first excitement of the game for us.
And before we move on to the last map, Cash, had you guys been training Cash secretly in the background just to play NIP?
Actually, we played it quite a lot, but we maybe didn't expect NIP at this level on this, and they just have an excellent team play as always, and yeah.
And then the final map. I mean, when it went to Inferno, did you think, we feel pretty good now because we know how good you are on Inferno? Did you feel confident at the start of the game that this was your title?
Actually, when I started the game on Inferno, I was like, okay, it all comes to a best of one. Anything can happen in one game. If you lose the pistol round, I mean, you saw it, we were like 5-3 on the pistol round, and we managed to lose it, and it could have changed the game, the whole shape of the game. We play a very good city side. We managed to outplay NIP this time, outthinking them, which is probably one in our lifetime. And yeah, we just got on the second side, and we are more ready than ever. We're just rushing everywhere, trying to bring our best headshots, and it worked.
It was fantastic. Well, congratulations, well done. You are the champions of Europe once again for the second consecutive season, the champions for the fall in EMS 1. Well done. We're going to take a little break now from here with the players just going to get ready for their presentations, but we've got a recap from all three of our guys over on the analyst desk. Okay, take it away.
Thank you for that, Paul, and quite an exciting way to end up the grand finals here. Anders, you were casting that, you were enthusiastic, your voice probably coming to an end very soon, but quickly, what was your recap of that whole best of three?
It's really hard to recap that best of three in just a few seconds, but a part of it has to be MBK and Scream just really coming in with some truly godlike plays, and Verygames just showing that all that patience and all that dedication and the hard work, it really paid off. I'm glad I haven't run into Scream on any deathmatch servers yet, because I don't even want to know what that's like.
And still, of course, you were our cameraman for this entire event. I have to say, kudos to you, sir. Doing an amazing job. I mean, the day before, like, the whole thing gets patched, the whole spectator mode, and you switch things up, doing all those different camera angles. Kudos to you, sir. But, in your opinion, what team really stood out for you this entire tournament?
Definitely Verygames, after they've come back and really made a big difference in their game style the past few months, where they're actually on top now. They've beaten Nipped twice in a row now, so great play to them. But also Scream, he's been quiet this entire tournament until the finals. I think he might be Nip's kryptonite. He seriously just goes off and just one-shots them all through smokes, whatever. So no, it's definitely Verygames standing out.
Yeah, 90% headshot ratio, 3/4 the way through Cash right there. But
it's insane.
With this whole thing done and everything, who do we nominate as an MVP for this? I mean, there's so many players that really stand out. I've been thinking about it for quite a while. Scream kept coming up in my head. MBK kept coming up in my head. Get Right came up a few times with this play throughout the entire tournament, not to mention Fifth Laren. If you were to nominate one person, who would it be?
Well, I'm actually going to take my cue from Thorin, who isn't at this event, but he's a knowledgeable guy anyway, and he once told me that it's kind of bad manner to name an MVP who isn't from the winning team, and I think that's probably true. One of the best players has to kind of be on the team that won. It makes a lot of sense. For my money's worth, it's between MBK and Scream, and it'd be easy to nominate Scream with 90% headshot ratio, but I actually think the main difference for Scream isn't the fact that he's been hitting headshots, because he's been doing that for a long time. It's that he's making really great decisions in between the headshots, and that pulls him the extra 5% up and makes him one of the best players without a doubt in the world. I still think I'm going to give it to MBK. I feel like he had some incredibly clutch rounds that really pulled that really pulled Verygames through at a point where they needed it. So it's going to come down. I mean, there's going to be a huge discussion about this, but I'm going to go with MBK. I think he did phenomenally for this tournament.
I think we all can agree to that one still. What are your thoughts?
NBK definitely by far was the MVP. Not only was he playing consistently throughout the entire event, but any time that his teammates were down, basically they were down a man or two men, he would lock down a site. Inferno in pit, he would just lock it down, kill everyone. Same thing over on Cash, he would just lock it down. So very big plays coming out of him, very consistent plays as well. Maybe he wasn't going and getting the entry kills on counter-terror side, but I mean, great holds on CT side as well as Terra side. He just went in and just one-shot everyone on as the first man in. So definitely MBK.
Yeah, I think you can't underestimate his leadership as well throughout the entire event, keeping everyone together, really standing out for the team. And speaking of teams, we should take a look at the tournament, how it kind of developed. We should probably pull up the brackets on the screen just to show you how that really went through throughout the entirety of it. Because we obviously started out with 2 group stages, Group A and Group B. We had 1 team come through on that first day. If you can get that on your screen, just so I can kind of walk you through it. Because obviously we've had a long 2 days. We've had quite a few games. But I guess we'll just do it from memory. Oh, there we go. We finally got it up right there. And Anders, why don't you walk us through this? Because we had so many great games and so many great teams here.
I mean, the really interesting thing as well is kind of the format we ended up picking, where we actually had only like half of the group stage on the first day and then left the final game for the second day. That definitely made it more interesting and more intense. And while Verygames, a lot of people predicted them to come through, I don't think many people saw them ending up in overtime against Fnatic, and that was on Inferno. Very, very cool performance from the Swedes, and they could have won that game. They had multiple times where it could have swung in their favor, and they just didn't quite pull it through. So amazing.
To be fair, though, Copenhagen Wolves taking down NIP in the first map on Dust 216. That's pretty impressive.
That has to rival as well. I mean, this is the crazy thing, isn't it? For a tournament, you hope that there is at least going to be one best of 3 or one game where it really pops off and and there's something you can talk about afterwards. But you're right, there's Fnatic, there's Copenhagen Wolves, there's the game between Na'Vi and Universal Soldiers that went to triple overtime on Dust 2. And those 2 teams, well, they didn't make it to the grand finals, but they both showed that they had a lot to bring, and they have new members in the team. They haven't been together for as long as some of the other teams of this tournament. If they stick together for another few months, you're the professional player here. How do you think? What kind of level can Na'Vi actually hit, or Universal Soldiers, with this lineup if they practice for another month?
Universal Soldiers definitely looks a little bit more, like way more stronger than the old ESC lineup. That's there's no argument there. With regards to Na'Vi, I don't know how they're going to pull something out, but since they started playing CSGO, they haven't been looking too strong compared to the other top 1.6 teams that switched over as well. Copenhagen Wolves, though, I think that they're on the up. They can only improve from here. Their roster's fairly new, so I mean they had to make some changes recently, but they've been playing very well together. Fnatic, a bit of a disappointment there, even though they did pull out one of those good maps. Wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough, but I really will say something else about Fnatic. We mentioned it throughout the tournament, but I think it's actually important. I really do appreciate the level of sort of effort that Khan put into being here, standing behind his team, talking to them, talking them through it. That has to have made a difference for the team as well. Having someone with that much experience, I'm really hoping, and it's been on everybody's mind, this whole aspect of coaches coming in to help out with teams. How would you feel about playing in a team? Actually, right now, I know you don't really have anyone to play with. And so I don't know if we could do it, but maybe we could, find, hashtag find a team for Steel. People could help out.
We've done this before.
If anybody out there wants to play with Steel, he's pretty good at the game.
I'm sorry if you don't get anyone messaging you for that one, but
then that's going to be. But how would you feel about playing with a coach in that situation?
Playing as a coach or having a coach with me? I think I'm way too egotistical for that. Not going to work.
Well, we could probably talk about this for hours, but I have to say thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me here now, and also all the hard work you guys put in throughout the entire weekend. But we got some pressing matters at hand here. We got the winner's ceremony coming up, and Paul, he's going to take that one away.
Thank you very much, gents. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you to all of our commentary team over the weekend, all of the extras that we had come in, Troubly, MBK, Get Right, all the guys that helped us out with the colour casting as well, and also a big thank you to Joe Miller yesterday, to Jason today, to Anders and to Banzi, and of course our observer, Steel. Thank you so much to all of the talented guys that have brought you the EMS 1 over this weekend. It's now time to crown our European champion, our Raycore EMS 1 Fall Champion for 2013. But before we get there, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for a fantastic team who came to the final as the Season 1 champions. Our runners-up this season are Ninjas in Pyjamas. Okay, one more time, ladies and gentlemen, for our runners-up, Ninjas in Pyjamas. And for the champions of the Raycore EMS 1 Fall 2013, a team who came here having already beaten Ninjas in Pyjamas, and some called it potentially a fluke. They came here with a lot of pressure on their shoulders as the favourites, and they delivered. Ladies and gentlemen, the champions of Raycore EMS 1 Fall 2013, Team Verygames. And to present the trophy, ladies and gentlemen, the product manager for the Raycore EMS 1, Mr. Larry Sirota, with the trophy to present to the champions once more. Team Verygames are your champion. And that is just about all we have time for. So from all the ESL guys here, all the hard-working production guys upstairs, and everyone that's been part of this magnificent team to bring you the coverage over the weekend, thank you so much for all your hard work. And thank you to all the guys that tuned in. We had some record numbers tuned in to the Raycore EMS 1. CSGO is just getting stronger and stronger. For 2013, though, that's it from the Raycore EMS 1. We'll hopefully see you next year. Thank you so much.